Good evening and welcome to North Central High School in for a big mid-conference matchup as the Panthers come in at 1-2 overall. They are welcoming the 10th ranked Lawrence North Wildcats tonight, and tonight's game brought to you by Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know. Fountain Room, voted one of America's 50 most beautiful restaurants. The Gridiron Foundation, growth, development, purpose. Find out more at gridiron.org. IndyCard Exchange, make money off your collection. Find out how at IndyCardExchange.com. LD Smith Plumbing, the big dogs of plumbing and drains. And Shearer Brothers Realty, local real estate experts serving the neighborhoods around North Central and throughout Washington Township. Here high atop the Panther Stadium here on the campus of North Central High School, Rick Johnson and the former UIndy head coach Joe Polizzi here for another week of North Central football here on the IHSAA Sports Network. Coach, last week, tough one for the Panthers. They dropped to 1-2 against a really, really talented Warren Central ball club.
They sure did. It's going to be very interesting to see how they recover tonight. It's an absolutely gorgeous night. I saw the pregame warm-up, and they looked jacked up. Coach Kofer's doing a good job of keeping that temperament up, because it was a tough one last week. But this will be a lot of fun, the tons of speed and skill on the field, and looking forward to see how it all shakes out.
On the other side for Lawrence North, they come in 2-1 on the year, ranked 10th in 2 of the polls, tied for 8th in another. They're coming off of a really big win over one of the better teams in Class 5A East Central, 32-7. The Wildcats 2-1 under the direction of Patrick Mallory. They made it to the regional a year ago, lost to eventual state championship champion Brownsburg. And the Wildcats lost a lot of talent, but they got a lot of youth that have stepped into some big spots here. They have got some guys on offense, Coach, that can go at the blink of an eye.
They sure are impressive what has happened to this program in the last few years. I am so impressed with the way they played last year. Looking forward to seeing them tonight. Have seen a lot of film on them thus far on their season, and you're right. They can break it at any moment. So key to this game for certain is North Central's ability to bottle them up and take away the big play.
When you talk about big plays for Lawrence North, it starts with number 1 in white, Monshin Sales, 6'5", 205-pound junior, wide receiver. Coach, he has got everybody and their mom wants him to come play college football for him next year. LSU, Michigan, Alabama, Texas A&M, every school in the state of Indiana. We could be here the whole night listing every school that's reached out to Monshin Sales, wanting him to play for them on Saturdays. How do you try to bottle up a guy that is so fast but also so tall and so strong as well?
You know, he has got it all, and it was fun watching him in the warm-ups. He's just one of those guys that not only has the physicals, but he has got everything else, the whole package. And how do you stop him? You just say your prayers.
On the other side for North Central, they've got a couple game breakers as well, namely the sophomore Javen Brooks. He's already got offers, Coach, from Bowling Green and Kent State. 6'1" sophomore. How do you try to get him in the ball? Try to get the ball in his hands a lot. I would think look for Brooks a lot here tonight to try to get that North Central offense back rolling from what we saw when they beat Brebeuf in Week 1.
You know what? They have the ability to break big plays. Quarterback has been playing very well ever since the HSC, the Hamilton Southeastern game, when HSC brought a lot of pressure up the middle. They have been putting pressure, and if they can protect and give Chase a chance to throw the football and get his rhythm going, they can make things happen offensively. They do have a number of tools to go to, a number of weapons to go to offensively. It'll just depend on how well they can protect up front.
See the captains out there at midfield, and one of the newer refurbished stadiums here for Indiana high school football here at Panther Stadium. North Central taking on Lawrence North. NC in the home black uniforms and pants tonight. LN in the road white. And this is an all-time series. North Central trying to snap a 5-game losing streak to their MIC foes. Overall, in the last 40 years, North Central has had 21 wins to 19 losses against Lawrence North. But as we mentioned, LN has won 5 straight. And the last win for North Central came back almost 5 years to the day, back in September 11th, 2020, with a 27-21 victory over the Wildcats. Last year, it was a convincing win for LN as they were victorious 62-10 back on their home field. And Lawrence North wins the toss, Coach, and they defer. So that means we're going to see this North Central offense on the field here for the first time tonight. How important is it for NC to come down here on the opening kickoff and make a statement here early?
It is so important that they get off to a great start. It's a team that is very, very, very capable. but their confidence has been shaken, especially last week. And it wasn't all their fault offensively. There were a lot of kicking game errors that got them in a hole. But they can play the game offensively. Again, if they can protect the ball, get it in the hands of some speed and skill guys, and give Chase, the QB, a chance to operate.
Let's take a look at Coach's keys to the game as we get ready for kickoff here between Lawrence North and North Central tonight.
I could say number one is going to be at North Central. We'll see the ability for them to control the football. If you give the ball up to this very high-powered Lawrence North team, you're in for a rough night. So they're going to have to put together some long drives, which they were able to do early on versus Brebeuf in the first half of Hamilton Southeastern. If they can control the football and keep their hands on it and keep it out of the hands of Lawrence North, that'll be a big deal. The second key for this game is going to be to stop the big play. Both teams are capable of big plays at any moment, and the team that is most successful at eliminating the big play, making them work the ball completely down the field, they're going to have a great shot. And the last key is going to be certainly for North Central to eliminate the kicking game mistakes that plagued them last week.
Kick is away from Griffin Smith, and North Central has the opening kick. A good return coming right up the middle by the Panthers. They'll have nice field position, Coach, here from around the 35-yard line, taking that kick return, Jalen Amos.
It's a good place to start, and really it's a good sign that they were able to execute in the kicking game, because that was a big issue, as I said before last week. And if they can control that portion of the game, they're good enough offensively and defensively to make this a real tough battle.
1st and 10 for North Central from their own 35-yard line. Sophomore Chase Grove at the controls for the 1-2 Panther offense, completing about 53% of his passes on the year. Last week was 10 for 25 for 77 yards. Handoff to the running back through. That's Tank Averett, and Averett gets a couple, run into the teeth of that Lawrence North defense.
He can pop it at any time. He'll keep you on the edge of your seat. If they can create a little hole, it looks to me like they have a size advantage maybe up front offensively. If they can execute and block like we've seen them in the past, there's a chance to get some running game going.
So Zion Murphy, the backup running back, actually going to start tonight. Quick snap back to Groves, throws it out to the near side, and his receiver didn't even turn around in Jaywan Waddle. And it'll be 3rd down coming up here after the 1-yard gain on 1st.
See, those are the blunders that really cost you big. Decent run on 1st down, opportunity to make it 3rd and short, just a breakdown on communication, and now you're sitting there with a 3rd and extra long, which is never good.
First drive of the ball game after Lawrence North won the toss and deferred. Groves drops back. Here comes a free blitzer, and he gets sacked. Jeb Brown, the senior linebacker, comes up and plants him. Pressure as well from Breck Mallory, but Brown on the sack, and it'll be a 3-and-out here for the North Central offense.
Yeah, once they showed early in the season that they were going to be vulnerable to LBs coming, that's all they've seen is a steady diet. Getting the ball out quick is going to be important. Moving the pocket right to left is going to be important, and incorporating draws and screens in order to keep that pressure off their back.
Caleb Fowles, the junior punter, on for the first time tonight. He'll be punting to Amari Moore, who transferred to Lawrence North from Cathedral before his junior year here in 2025. Good snap, but coming in was Monshin Sales. He might have gotten a piece of it. They'll take a North Central bounce inside the Lawrence North 45 and go out of bounds at the 44. But, Coach, we talked about Monshin Sales at the beginning offensively. He's been added defensively and out of special teams. When you have a guy that's 6'5", that's an athletic freak, you kind of just put him wherever you want on the field.
You pretty much have to. With every school in the nation wants him. That tells you a little something as a coach, doesn't it? We are going to let him play the game and have some fun, but it'll be interesting to watch and see the defensive plan and strategy or to keep him in check. But they're starting with half a field to go here, and that's never a good thing with an explosive offense.
Sales and Amari Moore to the bottom of your screen. For starting quarterback Darian Prather, the new starter this year as a sophomore, keeps Zay Moore, the electric running back, set to his right. And Zay Moore gets the first handoff. Nice move in the backfield. Spins his way across, continues to carry tacklers with him. And he gets taken down to the North Central 44-yard line. Zay Moore, coach, only 5'7", but he'll run through you and then shake you out of your cleats as well.
Yeah, you really don't need to be very tall to carry that football, and he has shown for years now that he is a very extremely talented back with vision and balance, and you can see the grit and effort there. North Central started off bringing a linebacker, and I like the way they're going to try to put some pressure on them, but you got to keep all those gaps filled or you're in for a tough night.
12-yard run for Z Moore. Here's the first pass of the night for Prather. Wants it all down the middle, has Sales, and it is caught, and Sales goes in untouched as he beats Avier Walker for a 44-yard touchdown strike to Sales.
Yeah, you saw that right from the outset. This free safety kind of stepped down on a cover 3 look. Post was all alone and kind of easy pickings. It's tough to be one-on-one with a guy like that, and especially if it's not played well. He tried to step in front, and that's always not a good thing. You gotta be able to contain that football. Too easy.
Third reception of the year for Sales. The 6th touchdown pass from Prather, who will hold here for Griffin Smith, who was 2 for 3. The lefty was last week on the point after touchdowns. And a low one, but it's up and through. And with 10:05 left to go here in the first, it takes 2 plays, Coach, for Lawrence North.
Yes.
Go 56 yards and find pay dirt.
Just step back and throw the post, and way too easy. Hopefully they'll make some adjustments, get more of a too deep safety look in order to correct that post. But it's a well-coached football team with talent. And so you better be at your best or this kind of thing is going to happen often. But they did a good job of play action and hitting that post and getting on the board early. And let's see how we can respond here now with the Panthers.
So North Central goes 3 and out. That sack on 3rd and 9 was what really doomed that drive. The 12-yard run from Zay Moore, and then Sales from Prather from 44 yards out. 2 plays for the 56-yard drive, and LN takes a 7-0 lead.
Well, Coach Kofer's getting a feel for what it takes to build a program. And the first thing you do, any coach will tell you, the first thing you do is first stop creating the plays that make you lose. Don't hurt yourself. They hurt themselves with a sack. They hurt themselves with a busted route tree. And you just got to eliminate those things so you'll have a chance to win.
Tonight's game brought to you by LIUNA, the 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions that build in Indiana. We are LIUNA. Just underway here in the first quarter. Week 4 of high school football. Takes a big bounce, goes off the front of one of the returners. And for North Central, it'll be a short return trying to take that one forward. That one, Coach, could have been really, really bad as Demetrius Averett was on the return there for NC.
Again, that's something that happened earlier. They showed in Game 1 and part of Game 2 that they are lethal in returning kicks. So since that time, they've only seen the dribble kick. And, that was tough to handle. But I understand because those two that are back deep are very dangerous with a football. Let's see if we can get the ball in their hands here offensively.
Demetrius and Tank Averett. Here's Tank in the backfield set to the left of Grove. Man in motion is Demetrius. Tank gets the handoff, trying to work that left side, and he runs into the arms of Mallory, who finished the tackle off. Tyron Woodson in there to start the pressure for Lawrence North.
Yeah, this is they're a skilled and well-coached defense, and they've got some nice size up front. Going to have to find some ways, and it may be some draws, some screens, some quick game in order to get some momentum moving for them offensively.
First one in there was Jeb Brown. You can see him holding on to the leg of Averett. Remember, he had the sack that forced the North Central punt on the first drive. A gain of 1. It's 2nd and 9. Second drive of the night for NC. Grove waves a man in motion. Hand off to Murphy. Big hole over the right side. Breaks the tackle in the secondary. And Zion Murphy, a nice carry out to the 46-yard line. First down of the night for North Central.
Nice job. Hitting a quick hitter. And I'll tell you, any one of these three backs that play regularly can go at any minute. You just need a little seam. Defense kind of ran up the field, gave them an opportunity, and just the little burst of momentum can change the whole complexion of this football game.
Gain of 19 for Murphy. Ran over right behind the right guard, Sam Dudkanich, senior, that's getting looks from Denison, Grinnell, and Hanover. Fresh set of downs for North Central. Javen Brooks is the lone wide receiver at the top of your screen. Grove looked like a quick throw, now throws on the run, and he throws this one away. Closest man to it was Jordan Jones, but there was pressure coming from the weak side.
Yeah, they came after him again, and that's the way they're going to pressure everybody this year, is going to pressure this young 10th grader with heat. And get him to move out of that pocket and get to execute with proficiency. Some draws in the screens are going to be some solutions that they're going to have to look at.
Antonio Woodson and Brooks at the top of your screen. 4 in the pattern here for Grove. Play action. Gets a man to bite it. Now here comes the legs from Grove. The dual threat quarterback got Alon McKellar in the air, and that pump fake, coach, was deadly on 2nd and 10.
It was sure needed, and I like the fact that he does have skill offensively. We have seen him run the football in pressure situations. Now he's got him in a third and nice and short, not short, but more of a medium situation, which is always preferred at this point of the game.
See the pump fake, and then McKellar bit on it hard, and a nice 7-yard carry there for Grove, who last week scored the only touchdown for North Central with his legs, rushed for 28 yards. Pressure comes from Lawrence North, thrown off his back foot, and almost intercepted by Donovan Looney. The corner had hit him right in the hands, and coach, the old saying, that's why they play defense, right? If he caught it, he'd be on the offensive side of the ball.
Exactly, yeah, that's something that's been going around for a long time, but they brought the heat, and there were a couple LBs that were untouched, and Chase didn't want to get sacked, but don't throw it up for grabs down the middle. One thing you got to do before you can win is eliminate the things that beat you.
4th and 3, North Central already down by a score. Their second time with the ball, and Grove will try to get the punt off. It's blocked by Mallory. He scoops it up in one fell swoop, and Breck Mallory, the future Western Michigan Bronco, gets a scoop and score after the blocked pooch punt attempt from Grove, and LN takes a 13-0 lead.
Well, it was a good weapon for them last week in order to, they instead of faking it here in this early situation like that, they were going to pooch punt it and just couldn't get it off in time. Too much penetration up the middle, and again, kicking game errors are going to haunt you forever.
Mallory had 2 blocked punts a year ago as a junior. He scored 2 defensive touchdowns in Lawrence North's sectional championship victory over Cathedral a season ago. And last week was one of 2 Wildcats to have over 20 tackles, so a really, really talented player at the linebacker spot.
Yeah, they have upgraded this program incredibly, and there's no coincidence as to why they're so successful. They're well coached, they're in the right spots, they've got athletes forever.
Long time to get the snap there, but the kick is up, and the kick is through. 7:43 left to go here in quarter number 1, and the offense and now the special teams for Lawrence North has put them ahead by 2 scores.
Well, we tried to say that eliminating the big play would be a key to this game, and it certainly is coming to haunt the Panthers. Post, block kick, 2 scores without even really putting much effort into it. But here's the thing to see now at this stage of the program. First-year coach in a new program that has not been successful, it's how hard will your guys compete when adversity strikes. Last week they were very commendable the way they played the second half against Warren when they were out of that game. And they're not out of this game for sure, but the tendency would be to same old thing. We're not going to play as hard, but if you're going to see what kind of coaching we got and how the program is into what Coach Kofer is trying to sell. Let's see how hard we can play here and get back in line here with a nice drive and a touchdown.
Tonight's contest presented by LD Smith Plumbing. Tonight's big dog of the game is powered by LD Smith Plumbing and Drains. In plumbing and in football, the battle is won in the trenches, and that's where the big dogs dig. Linemen open the holes, unclog the mess, and protect their team every single down. That's why LD Smith Plumbing and Drains highlights the big dog of the game. Stay tuned. We'll award the big dog coming up in the fourth quarter. Two-play drive for Lawrence North. The first time they touched the ball, they got 7. Then the blocked punt by Breck Mallory returned it 30-plus yards after blocking that pooch punt, and it's 14-0 Wildcats. Back deep, Averett. This is Tank Averett, number 5 in black. He runs right into Manchin Sales, who plants him down at the 25. The Lawrence North sideline saying that ball came free, and Manchin Sales has done everything tonight, Coach, except kick the extra points for Lawrence North.
You know, it's rare when a guy with that kind of skill is as physical as what we're seeing here. There's no question why everybody and their mother, as you mentioned, is after him.
It's not listed, Coach, on the two-deep depth chart on the defensive side of things, but he came out and had 16 tackles and 9 solo last week for his defensive effort against East Central.
Yeah, it's almost not right to play him both ways.
I'm sure there were some college coaches kind of biting their fingernails going, you know, we'd really like if he just caught the ball instead of, you know, running down on kickoffs and playing outside linebacker.
Yeah, he's just having fun, and yes, he will specialize at one point, but right now let him play the game. He's very, very talented, and you're playing to win.
Handoff Zion Murphy, big hole up the middle, runs with the shoestring tackle, and he's into LN territory. Finally spun down by Jaden Byers, but Coach, that is 2 times Murphy's touched the ball, and they've been explosive both times.
And he is a game breaker when he gets his hands on it. Nice move there. Actually, he juked big number 1 out of the way there to end that run off. And as I said, North Central has some players. If they could just keep the poise and eliminate the mistakes and play the game, they are very, very capable.
27-yard run from Murphy. He's had runs of 27 and 19 the last 2 times he's had the rock. As he lines it to the left of the sophomore Chase Grove. Pressure. Murphy over the right side. He worked that earlier for that almost 20-yard gain, and he takes it down to the LN 36, a gain of 12.
Doing a nice job up front. He's going 6 or 7 yards before he gets touched, which is all about the offensive line. Coming off the ball pretty well. They have a good, strong right side of that offense. We got to be looking up there for the big dog of the game. They're coming off the ball pretty well. They can keep this up and make it tough for us to make that selection.
Murphy exits. Tank Averett in the backfield to the left of Grove. His brother in motion. Tank right up the middle, and Lawrence North was right there waiting for it. Mallory finishes it off for LN, and after back-to-back electric plays, Coach, that one goes for just 1.
It went for 1, but here's what they're doing. They're bringing the house now to stop the run, which is, you know, it's okay. You're not going to be able to block them all, but 1 missed tackle and our guy's gone. So we'll see how they respond to this, but if the way you're going to stop this run game is to bring the house, that's going to open up some other things that you can take advantage of.
Tank Averett still the back to the left of Grove, and a flag is thrown. It's our first penalty of the night. We'll see who the guilty party is.
Yeah, that was called before anybody did anything.
Looks like it was just to reset the play clock, so no flag. Good news for both teams. I'm sure both coaches' heart had to kind of jump into their throat knowing, oh, great, here's the first flag. But since there wasn't a real clear signal, you kind of had to wonder who it was on. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 35. North Central trying to find their first score of the night. It's their 3rd time having the ball. Nice jet sweep around the edge. Averett trying to cut his way back. This is Demetrius Averett. He gets stopped at the 15-yard line from behind by Mallory, but Averett with a big-time carry for 20 yards and a first down.
Nice job with the run, but it was so well blocked on the perimeter. They did a great job of sealing it off. Some good linemen play down the field. to crack that into a big one. And this is the kind of football we expected. They can move it. They have got dangerous ball carriers if they can get the protection up front.
1st and 10 from the 15, and Lawrence North.
5.
Jeb Brown and Breck Mallory, coach, were a little too antsy trying to plug up the middle.
It's been easy for them to come through there, so they're having fun at this. That's a great way to handle that, is to change up your cadence, let them jump off sides, and now you're looking at a 1st and 5 inside the 10, and you're in great position. We talked about how will they respond after some early casualties like that, but beautiful job of responding and finish off this drive now, boys.
T. Aver at the backfield next to Grove. Lawrence North's linebackers have backed well off the line of scrimmage. If you really want your head coach to yell at you to give back-to-back offside penalties. Here's Averett working that right side again. He just explodes his way through, Quickson turns and corkscrews in for 6.
A quick opener, well blocked at the point of attack, and they have skill, there's no question. Speed and skill, and that coupled with some great attitudes with the ball in their hands, we got ourselves a football game.
Yatwan Sledge, the left guard, pulled and able to open up that right side of the line for Demetrius Averett. Junior wide receiver getting a little bit, or Tank Averett, excuse me, getting the carry there, the sophomore running back. Caleb Fowles on to add the extra point. And North Central back to within a score with 5:19 remaining here in the first.
Beautiful job of hitting that quick. Perfect call up the middle. We got them to stay in a straight front. They didn't bring people. And we got a hat on a hat. And 6 on the board.
First rushing touchdown of the season for the sophomore Tank Averett.
You certainly have to love that as a coaching staff. This is a 10th grader who's playing with some big-time guys versus some big-time guys. And showing that every second of him on the field, he belongs.
You have to like both him and the sophomore quarterback, Chase Grove, kind of learning and growing each week and knowing that you have a pretty bright future with those two in your backfield offensively.
Exactly. They're taking their knocks now. The thing about it is just keep your attitude, keep plugging away, keep playing with grit, and good things are going to happen for you, especially when you're ultra talented. These are talented young guys.
Tonight's game presented by Raising Cane's. Hit the spot at Raising Cane's, where every chicken finger is hand battered and cooked to order. Every crinkle-cut fry comes from grade A premium potatoes. Each thick-sliced Texas toast is lightly brushed with Cane's garlic butter blend and grilled to golden brown perfection. And most importantly, where the secret recipe Cane's sauce is made in restaurant every day. The Cane's box combo is sure to hit the spot and leave you craving more Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
You're making me hungry, Coach. That sounds pretty good.
It sounds really good. Wait until they start playing the video commercials during the quarter stoppers. Then we're have to get you a napkin so you don't drool on the table.
I know, I'm salivating right here. That sounds really good.
Well, North Central's got to be salivating. They really had to like that response after the blocked punt put them down by 2 scores. And now you turn it over to the defense. Has got to be trying to play with a little bit of momentum that the offense just gave them.
And let's just make them work it down the field and not give them the big play.
Fouls a high bouncer picked by Zay Moore, the star running back, trying to stretch it out to the outside. North Central walls him up, then Moore starts going in the wrong direction, and he gets swallowed up big time. Zabair Green, the backup linebacker who is starting tonight, able to come and get that tackle on special teams.
Beautiful job. We talked there before the game on the kicking game issues they had against Warren Central. It's obvious that they've worked on it outside of that blocked punt that we saw. But they're playing hard, they're playing aggressive. That's the whole key at this stage of the development of a program, is can you keep your kids playing hard and playing with emotion and having fun playing the game of football.
Zabari Green starting in place of Garland Davenport Jr. at that outside linebacker spot in the North Central 3-4 tonight.
Yeah, back that safety up. Don't make the post so simple, because they will come back to it.
Prather fakes the jet sweep, keeps it himself right up the middle. He can really scoot as well, and he gets tackled just shy of the 50. But Prather, just a sophomore, can really go. Green was there to stop him.
Beautiful job with the misdirection. It's always difficult for the linebackers, especially when you have a team that has a number of skilled guys that can do it with the ball in their hands. Make them work the length of the field, cover all your gaps, run to the ball, and take back the momentum.
16-yard keeper from Prather, who last week rushed for 62 yards, including a long of 28 in the win over East Central.
It was kind of an interesting victory for them. I was impressed.
Motion man again. Prather fakes the handoff, comes to the zone read. He's got a big gap over the right side and slides before he gets planted. This will be close to the line to gain. It looks like he'll be a couple of inches short. And it'll be second down in inches after another design run for Prather.
And it doesn't look like we were well prepared to defend that option as we saw it. Hopefully they're going to make some adjustments and get a different coverage there, but that was scary and a little too simple.
Pulled the handoff out of the stomach of Moore. Colton Abatar Connor was tracking Prather down from behind, and here's second down and a long one from the NC 44. Second drive of the night for the 10th-ranked Wildcats. Zay Moore over the left side, fakes one man, and he's off to the races off that left sideline, and look at Zay Moore go. He scores from 44 yards away. This is a guy that's rushed for over 1,000 yards in his first 2 high school seasons as a freshman and a sophomore.
He's very dangerous back with instincts, and we just saw there with speed because he outran some very fast defensive players. But the whole key has been to eliminate that big play. We just can't seem to make them work it down the field and hope for a mistake or cause a mistake. But the big plays will wear you out.
Yeah, Coach, the 2 times Ellen has had the ball tonight, it's been a 2-play drive and a 3-play drive, both ending with 44-yard touchdowns. First, the Sales touchdown catch, and then just now the Zaymore run.
Certainly one thing about this conference is that there's no lack of speed. Every week we're seeing blazers.
And the kick is up and good, and 3:49 remaining here in the first. Lawrence North has regained a 2-score lead. Here's a look at that run again from Moore, Coach.
Good perimeter blocks and off to the races.
His cousin Amari Moore, 2 in white, was the one leading the charge, who transferred over from Cathedral. And Coach mentioned the speed coming in the MIC. Well, they're going to add some more speed with officially announced yesterday Carmel and Center Grove coming back to the MIC starting next season.
Is that right?
That is right.
I did not see that.
They officially announced it yesterday, and our pal Greg Rakestraw was on the radio today talking about that, and he mentioned everything should be lined up. He said football, scheduling-wise, might not be fully back yet with some contracts in place and everything for next year, but he said definitely by the winter sports of the 26-27 season, Center Grove and Carmel will be back in the MIC and making the conference 8 teams strong once again.
Oh, I love it. That makes me happy. I'm glad to see him back in. Carmel was going everywhere to find games. Center Grove, the same thing tonight. I think Carmel's down in Louisville playing. To get him back in this conference is going to be fun for me and everybody that enjoys high school football, because it's already, to me, if not the premier conference, it's certainly up there. And you put those teams back in, and you're talking about powerhouses every week.
It'd be slim pickings to find another conference that's got more depth, and not just in football. You can go across any sport, and you're going to have really high-quality teams playing in that sport if they're representing the Metropolitan Interscholastic Conference. Kickoff here back to North Central. They trail by 2 scores, trying to get an electric return. This is Demetrius Averett. He's dancing, he's twisting, he's turning, and then he gets an extra couple of yards leaning forward. Stop shy of the 35-yard line. A hard return there for Demetrius Averett.
I saw some sparks. That was electric. He, in a 5-yard area, he made about 45 different steps, and you just love to see it. I mean, here's a guy that's only in the 10th grade, and he has got the ability to light up the scoreboard. And when you play with that kind of effort, only good things can happen.
NC offense back out here for the 4th time here tonight. They just went down the field in 5 plays, 75 yards, and scored on Tank Averett's touchdown run. The electric Zion Murphy in the backfield here with Grove. Almost 3.5 remaining in an exciting opening quarter here from North Central. Murphy gets the handoff. He slips through another tackle. and he will be back to the line of scrimmage. Coach, it looked like he was going to try to break free there early, but then had a couple trailers pulling him down from behind. A.J. Gaskin Jr., one of those.
You know, it's that same thing. When you take the chance on defense to bring people, and if you're bringing your linebackers every play, like we've seen, not every play, but quite often, you're going to give up a big play sooner or later, especially with the backs that we're seeing with the Panthers.
No gain, 2nd down and 10. Again, Murphy has had 2 electric runs here so far. 3-man front for Lawrence North. Motion man, Grove throws, comeback route caught by Brooks. Trying to make a couple men miss as he crossed the 35-yard line to the 36, and it'll be 2nd or 3rd down and long.
That's a good job, and it's a nice idea to get rid of that ball quickly. We're seeing a lot of kind of single coverage out there with 2 deep safeties, and that they're giving us those short routes on the both flats. Got to take advantage of that and make those big guys run sideline to sideline up front. Let that running game take off from there.
Donovan Looney, A.J. Gaskin Jr. teamed up on the tackle there. North Central looking for their first 3rd down conversion of the night. And Kamari Miskell, the right tackle, might have moved early.
That's tough. That's tough. When you tack on another 5 to an already tough situation.
It's actually the backup right tackle, Jonathan Bezernu, 76 in black over there on the right side. And you can see the frustration there on his face. 3rd and 12. Grove. Screen out in the backfield to Murphy. Gets hit immediately. He'll be stopped short. Looney, the cornerback, was playing off the line of scrimmage, but a nice tackle in the open field.
Well, at least we're seeing some good adjustments offensively, throwing that ball quickly, trying the quick hitters. When you get yourself 3rd and extra long like you have there, it's always extremely difficult. You just don't want to make a bad situation worse. They got some positive yards, and now let's get this punt and make them work the field and no big plays.
Amari Moore, the deep man here for LN. 2nd punt of the night for fouls. The first one was blocked by Mallory and returned for a touchdown. Sales almost gets his hand on this one on the 3rd punt of the night, and Moore takes it, fumbles it out of bounds. No harm done with nobody home, and this will be deep field position here for Lawrence North, Coach.
This is the longest they've had to work the field. Let's just get everybody in the right spot and keep that middle of that field covered, because this is, I don't know, it's got to be top 5 most dangerous offenses in the state.
They can just fall out of bed and get 30 points, it seems like, whenever they want, and they've got a bevy of guys that can do the damage.
If you do what you did to East Central last week, because they're known for hard-hitting defense, if you could do that, you know you're loaded up.
1st and 10 for LN from their own 34. Handoff to Zay Moore over that left side, who just had the rushing touchdown last time LN had the ball. Gets a nice gain of 6 up to the 40.
Came off the ball pretty hard, that offensive line for the team in white. Extremely powerful and fast, and if you could block like that up front, you're making it tougher and tougher every series. Force a turnover here, and let's get some momentum change.
Less than a minute to go here in the first. LN trying to score for the 3rd time here offensively. Moore patiently waits, runs into the arms of a couple of different Panthers, and taking him back first, Emmanuel Oheni Dwufor.
Big fella playing some ball. We've seen some great things out of him so far this year. He is 6'4", 310 junior.
You could make something work with that, right?
You talk about a big dog.
That's a big dog. Pretty light, pretty fleet-footed for a big fella getting out there. And
he does move. They have a couple big guys up front that could really move. And this is, this is what the challenge is for Coach Kofer.
Brings our first quarter to a close. We'll head to the second quarter. It'll be 3rd and 3 for LN when we come back here on the ISC Sports Network.
Countdown 3, 2, 1. Gridiron Foundation is all about development. When they first started learning about football, all the way to high school, giving them opportunities with their hard work and the ecosystem we've built.
We take them out of their neighborhoods and put them in front of Division I coaches and give them a purpose and a chance to be successful after high school.
The type of growth that I've seen in our athletes and the Gridiron Foundation has been more off the field than on the field. That was the original purpose, to make well-rounded young men in life and community.
Being in division.
Quick restart for Lawrence North, and they give the ball off to Zay Moore on a run over the left side, Coach, and he gets a first down into NC territory as we just start the second quarter.
They did a beautiful job of blocking up front, just coming off the football and handing that ball to big number 3, and he has got some speed. Good play of just keeping that from going the distance.
12-yard scoot for Zay Moore. 4 wide here for the quarterback, Prather. Motion man is Amari Moore. Prather fakes the give, and he spins away and uses that big frame, 6 feet tall, stretching it out close to the NC 45. A couple Panthers holding on there for dear life.
Very potent offense. They can stretch you all across the field. They got a Division I wideout that you got to be scared about. They got a tailback that can go the distance, and they're coming off the ball well up front. Nice-looking football team, and Panthers are doing a nice job of keeping it in check and making them drive the ball this field versus the big play that's been a pain in everything.
Amari Moore in motion. Prather fakes the handoff, looking to throw, runs and tucks it himself, pushed out of bounds by Zabari Green. Colton Abatar Connor was the one that flushed him from the pocket. They'll be short of the first down. It'll be the rare third down. It'll be the first third down, or second third down, that Lawrence North will have to try to pick up tonight.
They have been deadly, and they are seconds away from breaking it. You're giving the defense some credit here on this drive of making them work the field. And this is a significant third down play. This is not an easy one.
Third down and 4 from the 42.
They stretch you so well.
2 receivers to either side here for Darian Prather. Quick snap, quick screen. There's the big fella. Sales breaks a tackle almost, then gets some help from some of his buddies that pushes him for an extra 3 or 4 yards. Finally gets pushed out of bounds at the 31-yard line. But another big-time catch out to the big man, Manchin Sales.
Very, very difficult to stop. That's a tough short yardage offense when he's just one-on-one out there. But very physical. Everybody on the team got a hit on him, and he still didn't want to go down.
Broke the tackle of Avier Walker. Then finished off there by Zabari Green, the junior, starting tonight in place of Garland Davenport Jr., the outside linebacker at the top of your screen. Pistol look here for Prather. Moore on the give. Big hole up the middle, bouncing it out to the right side, wrestled down, but another sizable gain when the ball was in Zay Moore's hands, Coach.
Nice job up front. I mean, they come off the ball well, and I think this is progress on defense. At least you're making them drive the ball. They're not making the big plays, and that's, you got to look at any kind of progress you can find, and this is progress. You're getting everybody to run to the football. You're in the right spots. They're just punching a hole up front, and extremely talented tailback.
Miguel Downey on the tackle for NC. Here's a 2nd down and 2. With 2.5 minutes gone here in the second. Moore stops and starts, bouncing it outside, runs through an arm tackle, cuts it back up the middle, runs into one of his own men, stays on his feet, and then gets pinballed down by Cameron Cole inside the 5. Normally that's not how you draw it up, but a flag here. Coach comes in late. And the signal looks like it's going against Lawrence North.
We'll take it. We'll take it. There was a little bit of a seam at the line of scrimmage, and the rest was just a man with a attitude that he wanted to score. Came off several hits, kept on coming, and was an impressive run, but we're bringing it back.
A block in the back as he got tackled at the 5. It would have been a gain of 18 yards as it was 2nd down and short, so they'll march it back 10 yards. Still good enough for the first down, but it moves the line of scrimmage back to the 15.
And again, I'm sure the coaches aren't thinking that this is progress, but to me this is progress. They have not had to drive and get in the huddle and call another play. It's all been scoring early. What is it, 2 third-down plays so far?
Yep.
So this is progress. Getting in the right spots, getting used to the proper fits to stop the run. Now we just got to get a little more physical with the tackles.
Pistol look for Prather. And a North Central man a little bit too eager as they jump offside. And Styles Burnett looks to be the guilty part of the junior D end. So it'll be 1st and 5 as that ball's been moving a lot, but in the hands of the guys in the striped shirts.
Yeah, they have been getting their notoriety here second quarter.
First drive of the second for Lawrence North and their quarterback, Darian Prather. Bumps into Moore, still able to give it off to him, looking to bounce into the outside. He's got turf open, and he hops into the end zone from 10 yards out. Second touchdown of the night on the ground for Zay Moore, and that makes it a 20-point Lawrence North lead.
Yeah, you can't make a mistake. You can't give up containment on the outside. Our contained person just got blocked and made it an easy bounce to the outside and score. All learning moments here for a tough young defense that has got all the attitude in the world, just has to be in the right spots and get more physical.
Smith to add the extra point out of the hold of the starting quarterback, Prather. And Smith remains perfect, 4 for 4 with 9:17 left to go here in the first. You get a look at the Zay Moore touchdown. Big block there on the outside by LaDavion Robinson. Busted him free.
Good back. He's been like that since the 9th grade.
He's already got offers from Miami University over in Oxford and fellow Mac School Toledo. Tonight's game presented by Shearer Brothers Realty. Curious as to how much your home is worth? The Shearer Brothers team at United Real Estate will provide you with a no-cost, no-obligation market value report of your home. Call now, 317-255-7285. And tonight's game also brought to you by Roots Cafe. Start your morning at Roots Cafe, where the coffee's fresh, the breakfast is made with love, and everyone's greeted with a smile. For 17 years, we've been serving up breakfast, brunch, and lunch to our community. We're open daily from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m., so come on in, get comfortable, and feel right at home. Coach, you might be feeling right at home watching a couple of your former Greyhounds on the North Central coaching staff this year. What's it like to see Colin Kofer in his first year leading the Panthers and fellow UND Greyhound and North Central alum Randall Courtney down there on the sideline wearing the headsets now?
I love to see those guys together. You know, they built a bond and said that we're going to coach together someday, and I'm glad they're able to work together. And I know that they're going to be capable of building this program, what they were hired to do, but it's just not going to happen overnight. I think that what we've seen is a team that is not going to give up, is going to continue to battle, and I'm looking forward to seeing this drive and seeing if they could put together an answer, but I know those guys are going to do the job here.
Short kick taken by Amos, trying to find a little bit of a sliver as he's able to cross the 30-yard line. That time Griffin Smith popped that one high in the air. But Amos on the return, and North Central gets the ball for the first time here in the second quarter, down by 21.
Doing a better job with the kicking game. You can see Coach Kofer out there coaching it hard. You know, this is a monumental task to build a program, and I'm very, very confident he's the man to do it. He stays upbeat. He's positive. You can tell he knows the game. And the Panthers have bought in.
Man in motion, give to Murphy. He's got a dance in the backfield. He's going to get a tough couple of yards on 1st and 10. Alon McKellar, along with a couple other Wildcat defenders, able to stop Murphy before he could really get going.
Keep grinding away. Let those big boys come off the football.
Gain of 2 to the 33. Lawrence North has won 5 in a row against North Central, including 1 in the state playoffs a couple of years back. Murphy remains to the side of Grove on 2nd and long. Good protection for Grove. He's got a man open down the sideline, coming back to get it. Trying to come back to get it as that ball was underthrown. The North Central fans want a flag, but Tyron Woodson came up and broke up that play big as Antonio Woodson tried to haul it in.
I don't know. That may have been a little bit early. It was the best defense you could play under the circumstances because he was beat.
And, whew.
Yeah.
I think he was there early by about a half step.
Early. Can't touch him. Well, that ball's in the air.
So the 3rd down and 8.
I'm glad they loosened them up and went deep. They are very capable to go deep, and you just got to take a risk. Jump off sides, and it's 3rd and forever now.
So a couple of miscues from first the defensive line and now the offensive line for North Central's put them behind the 8 ball here. Again, 8.5 left to go here in quarter number 2.
Eliminate the things that beat yourself, and then you got a chance to start winning. You got to. It's a delicate climb to get a program going, and we're seeing some progress. I hope they're seeing the progress because it's happening.
Line of scrimmage back to the 29 of North Central. Their first drive here of the 2nd quarter tonight. And a timeout taken here by the Lawrence North defense, their first timeout of the night. Tonight's game presented by the Indy Card Exchange will make you a competitive offer on vintage and modern sports cards and Pokemon cards as well. And the Indy Card Exchange now offers in-person grading services at their 96th Street location just west of I-69. Plus, you can sign your kids up for the free Indy Card Exchange Kids Club if they are 13 or younger. Find out more when you log on to IndyCardExchange.com. So a 3rd and 12 here for the North Central offense with 8.5 left to go here in the 2nd quarter. Lawrence North won the toss and deferred, so they will receive the 2nd half kickoff. Lawrence North ranked 10th in the state of Indiana, 2-1 overall record. North Central comes in 1-2. As you look at the visiting sidelines, 3 offensive touchdowns and the special teams touchdown tonight for number 10 LN. The back is Tank Averett next to Chase Grove on the 3rd and 12 snap. And the wide receiver on the far side, that's Antonio Woodson, moved again, back-to-back false start penalties. So 3rd and 12 becomes 3rd and 17.
And he comes out of the game. Coaching, trying to prove a point. Think, concentrate, focus.
Jeremiah Gillespie takes his spot at the top of your screen. North Central needs their own 41 for a first down. Here on 3rd and long. Lawrence North brings delayed pressure. Grove, a high spiraling pass that will end up in his own sideline as he was looking for Javen Brooks.
He has been he's been under pressure since game 2. Chase has, and he's taken some hits. He's still competing hard, but it's he's going to need you need a little dose of success here, in order to keep that momentum and that certainly the mental momentum.
Malachi Weathers is the Lawrence North defensive player that's down on the field as the sports medicine staff comes out to take a look at him. 6'1" senior defensive end. So a decision here for Colin Kofer, the first-year North Central head coach, for the 4th and 17, but pinned deep in your own end. Most likely just going to punt this one away and get your defense back out there.
Exactly. Get the safe snap, get all of it, and make them work. Well, that was good news about the addition of the 2 new teams, or old new teams. I was happy to see that. I was glad to hear that. I'm glad they worked it out, and I'm not sure what was all about the first departure, but I'm glad they worked it out and they're back together. It's a tough conference, a great conference. you're a college coach, you can pretty much make a living just coming to these games on Friday nights.
Fouls to kick this one away.
Beautiful snap.
And good protection. A short one. And Lawrence North comes up and takes this one short. And a return out to the 40-yard line in North Central territory by Davion Jones. Tenon White, first time we've seen him return a kick here this year for the Wildcats. And LN has their best field position here of the night, leading by 3 scores with 8 and change left. Lawrence North has scored every time they've had the ball tonight. Sales with a 44-yard touchdown, the Mallory blocked punt for the special teams score, and then Zay Moore with a couple of touchdown runs the last 2 times LN's had the ball. Prather claps and gets it. Gets a block from Moore, sets his feet, out route far side. Amari Moore with the catch, open field tackle, spinning him out of bounds was Jaden Wakefield. But a North Central defensive lineman lost his helmet, and the flag was thrown almost immediately. The man missing his hat was Kingston Woods.
Marking it off. Against LN? No.
Personal foul. Yep, personal foul against Lawrence North. Might have been that illegal hands to the face. If you got 22 guys in the field and one's missing a helmet, you got to know somehow that helmet was discarded somehow.
It didn't just fall off.
That's right. So a big 15-yard penalty puts Lawrence North back on their side of the field, back at the 45.
All right, defense, that's something to get excited about. Keep coming hard, keep bringing pressure, be in the right spots, run to the ball, and you're going to make progress.
So here's 1st and 25. So you get a look at the Lawrence North sideline under the direction of their 13th-year head coach, Patrick Mallory. Davion Jones, the wide man at the bottom of your screen. Sales is the big slot receiver. Prather, state drop, one Sales across the middle. It's tapped around and almost intercepted by Colton Abatar. Connor hit him right in the midst. One of the rare times you see Prather miss Sales coming across the middle.
Great job by the linebacker staying at home, hit that crossing route, and could have been a hero. There was a lot of green in front of him.
Abatar Connor was a tackling machine last week with 14 stops in that game at Warren Central.
Getting better and better. Again, another underclassman.
North Central brings 4 on 2nd and long. Comebacker to Jones, hit immediately. He's in North Central territory, but still shy of the original line to gain. And a late flag gets thrown in after the Lawrence North offensive line was having some words with one of the defensive linemen for North Central.
Keep walking him back.
And a personal foul against Lawrence North. It was a 5-on-1. The entire LN offensive line was taking a look at our man who lost his helmet earlier, Kingston Woods. So Woods has had an eventful series here, Coach. He lost his helmet, and he had some exchanging pleasantries with the Lawrence North offensive line, but good thing for Kingston is he's gotten 2 15-yard penalties for his hard work.
Do you get credit for that? Penalties for loss?
I think
PFLs?
I think we can write it up. You should text Colin after the game and say, hey, I have a new thing for your coaching staff to track. Just an idea. Just hear me out on this.
Hey, you're making the ball move in the opposite direction.
So, Coach, back in your coaching days, do you have any plays for 2nd and 40?
No. Just don't make a bad situation worse by turning it over.
LN goes empty set. Prather gets a 3-man rush. Now delayed pressure. Prather reverses field. He's got open space. Already out to the 40. Stutter steps back to his own 45-yard line. Kenneth Still was the one that hit him. But a gain of 17, and now it's still going to be 3rd and a bunch
But if you watch this replay, watch the defense. Everybody ran to the football. And that is progress. That's great coaching. You don't have anybody standing there watching like a spectator. They ran with great intensity to the football. And I just love to see that because that just tells me they're buying into what Coach Kofer's selling.
North Central's defense with a big opportunity here to try to get the first punt of the night for LN. It's 3rd and 23 for the Wildcat offense with Prather at the controls. 6 in the secondary for NC. Prather, quick throw, out route.
We got you. We are
Amari
there.
Moore, and he's stuck, tackled behind the sticks. Walker with a couple of other Panther mates in there on the stop. But the LN offense is sticking out on the field here, Coach, on 4th and long.
Well, they have so many weapons. This is not the place on the field you want to punt. It's just a great challenge for the defense, and I like the way they've been in the right spots and the way they're playing the game. And you can't always gauge your progress by the scoreboard. You got to watch film and see how much better you're getting, and they're making progress. Maybe we are punting.
So they will bring Breck Mallory, the linebacker, out to punt. Last week, 2 punts for 37 and 35 yards. NC just rushes 2, and Mallory sends this one up to the clouds. Very short kick as North Central goes scrambling away. A gigantic bounce for LN as it takes a Wildcat roll and will be downed just shy of the 10. DeMeyer Turner, the one to tap it down for LN, but first time tonight, Coach, that the Wildcat offense has not produced any points.
Progress. Defense played well, ran to the ball. We got some penalties for loss, which was critical. But, again, marking progress by what we're seeing on the field, not what we're seeing on the scoreboard. I wish somebody would have caught that ball in the air instead of letting it bounce and lose 20 yards.
5.5 to go here in the first. North Central with the ball for the second time here in the second quarter. Tank Averett, the back, next to Grove in the gun. He gets the handoff. Nice hole to the left side. First down and more as Averett bully balls his way out to the 30-yard line. A gain of 19 on 1st and 10.
Isn't he something? Uh-oh. We're going to add taunting onto that.
2 flags come in.
No. Don't do that to yourself. Beautiful run. Great effort. Coming back.
A long discussion from our officiating crew. Personal foul against North Central, so it looks like it is taunting on Tank Averett. You get another look at the really nice run here, then keep your eyes here at the end of the play.
Yeah, he gets in somebody's face.
Oh, it's actually not. It wasn't Tank. It was actually Demetrius that came in and shoved one of the Lawrence North players from behind.
Is that right?
Yeah, it looked like 6 in black came in and shoved one of the LN players from behind. Tank was celebrating the first down but made sure to not point at anybody and was in space, and then late hit came in.
I was really hoping that wasn't the call because that is unnecessary, but you're right. You pointed out the accurate call there, but it's still a great effort going awry.
So instead of a 19-yard run, it's nullified and just back to a 2nd down and 6. This time it's Zion Murphy as he's been bottled up by the Lawrence North defense after a couple of electric runs back in the first quarter. Mallory, first one in there on the stop.
Doing a nice job with their movement up front on the defense. It's tough to block. They do a nice job of coaching, making corrections when they need to. But they have still some dangerous characters they have to bottle up in that North Central offense.
3rd and 4 for the Panther offense. Clock winds, under 5 to go here in the first half. Jeb Brown showing blitz from the bottom of the formation. Play action for Grove. Lost his footing a little bit. Tried to climb up the middle of the pocket, and he was swallowed up by McKellar and a couple of other Lawrence North defenders. That'll bring up 4th down. And Grove Took a big hit, got sandwiched between 3 different Wildcat defenders and was a little bit slow to get back to his feet.
Yeah, they brought the house again, and it's tough to find that open man. Good steady coverage in the secondary.
A loss of 1. Actually, no gain on the play, so it'll be 4th and 4 at the 17, and North Central takes their first time out here of the first half. Tonight's contest brought to you by Indy Thunder. The Indy Thunder are Indiana's premier beat baseball organization, which gives blind and visually impaired athletes a chance to compete at the national and international level. The Thunder are now 6-time World Series champs, including a perfect 26-0 season in 2025, and are looking for sponsors, volunteers, and even players for the 25th season in 2026. Contact Darnell Booker at 317-370-7231, and you can watch the Thunder anytime by logging on to ISCSportsNetwork.com. Thank all of you folks for tuning in tonight, whether it's on ISCSportsNetwork.com, on Twitter, on YouTube, or the other social media outlets to watch all of our broadcasts. Here another action-packed night on the ISC Sports Network across the state for Indiana High School football week 4 here in Central Indiana. Coach Rick Regstraw's down at Washington High School for his annual trek down south. So we are really statewide here tonight here on ISC.
Absolutely, and a perfectly gorgeous night it is for high school football. Very fortunate. It's been dry and pleasant for each of these Friday nights. Give these guys a chance to enjoy the great game.
Fouls and on to a punt. Another time here tonight.
I'd like to see him get a hold of one. It's been a couple weeks.
Last week had just 1 punt against Warren Central. A little bit of pressure, but he rides this one out of there. Taken inside North Central territory, over to the right side. And a good return here for Lawrence North. Jawan Weddle able to ride the returner out of bounds there. That's the backup wide receiver, Davion Jones.
Yeah, had an opportunity there to maybe flip the field. LN is very good in their kicking game. Very good in their kicking game. We didn't cover that very well. They got outside containment and now are sitting there 24 yards away from another one.
Best field position of the night for the Wildcats. They started at the NC 40 last time, but a couple of 15-yard penalties quickly moved them back on their side of midfield. Prather play action. Throw to the near side, caught by Jones. Makes one man miss, trying to find the end zone, and he's tackled inside the 5. Saving a touchdown was Jamison Hiddle. As Prather slow to get back up behind the play. No flags on the field. It'll be goal to go from the 2.
Single coverage on the corner, and he's just so talented with the ball in his hands. And that kind of speed and skill, it's tough to really contain that in the proper pursuit path. They're just a dangerous team. A lot to handle.
Good to see Prather back to his feet after getting hit after letting that ball go. He lines up in the pistol here with Zaymore behind him. Goal to go from the 2. Moore on the handoff, looking for his 3rd touchdown of the night. Cuts back in, gets planted. But right after he crossed the goal line, that gets into the defender's face, and now flags are being thrown again.
Yeah, he got hit after the end zone. I'm not saying that was a...
He was about a step or 2 in.
It's not like it's a blatant mistake, a blatant call. He was in the hit zone. But that's going to be tacked on to the kickoff. We'll get some good field position.
And he could have run that one through the end zone. He kind of made the decision to stop, and he could have run through and not been hit at all. You get a look at it right here. So see, Moore cuts it up, plenty of space, and kind of just waltzes in, and then just gets planted right barely after he crossed the goal line. Looked like it was Jaden Wakefield. It was Wakefield that came in and made that big hit. No, nothing illegal by it. Hit him right clean in the shoulder.
Yeah, it was not a bad play, but there has been this kind of interaction throughout the game. I get the feel that they're not best of friends. I don't know if you picked that up.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, Coach.
Yeah, there's a little.
I like that phrase, by the way, the interaction that they're having. The interactions both during the play, before the whistle, after the whistle.
Yeah. But it's not a bad thing.
No.
They're a young defense and a young program, and what you don't want to see them is bowing down and cashing it in. But they're a bunch of fighters. Keep it clean. Keep running the football. Making progress. Again, you can't look to the scoreboard for progress in this phase of your program. How are your guys playing? Are they having fun with their playing? Are they working hard in the weight room and doing what you're coaching them to do?
Prather and Smith out on the field to attempt the extra point. Smith has been perfect here so far tonight. Was 2 for 3 a week ago for LN. Darian Prather to hold. And Griffin Smith remains perfect. And then another penalty flag gets thrown here as a Lawrence North player takes a shove down after the extra point.
Now I missed that one. Was that a late hit or somebody stumbled over?
Well, the guy that's getting up slowly is the last guy you want to see have it happen to. That's Monshin Sales. He is blocking on extra points.
Yes.
And that sound you're hearing is the pulling the hair out of every college coach in the country, wondering why is he blocking on extra points.
Well, he looks fine to me. He's bouncing around like nothing.
It's pretty spry.
You really don't want to anger him too much.
He fell backwards and
good to see him.
Then popped right back up. So a couple different 15-yard penalties, one on Lawrence North on the initial touchdown, and then the shoving of Monshin Sales on the extra point. So Lawrence North will just kick the ball off at the 40 like originally planned. .317 left to play here in the first half from Panther Stadium on the campus of North Central High School. And Griffin Smith has got a workout tonight, 5 for 5 on extra points. And the lefty gets ready to boot away another kickoff here. Averett, the deep man on the near side, but Amos takes it in front of him. Third kickoff return for the third-string running back. Wanted to go to the left, reverses course, and dives across the 25-yard line. Stop on the play by the coverage unit of Donovan Looney. And North Central will start 1st and 10 here with 3 and change remaining before halftime. First and 10 from the 27-yard line for North Central. No turnovers on the night for the NC offense, but they have been stuck in the mud a little bit and had to punt more often than they would like this evening.
That's progress. We're going to take it. This is a formidable defense. Look at that front. Looks cat quick and physical.
Quick throw, Grove out to Brooks, his top target. And steps out of bounds at the 32. That's a gain of 5 on 1st and 10.
These guys have done such a nice job, the Lawrence North staff, Lawrence Central also, but they have really brought that area of the city football quality way up. It used to be just Warren was the team there. Now they're all three playing great football. They're well coached and they're assignment sound and playing physical.
Shovel pass forward to Demetrius Averett. On the jet sweep from the wide receiver, the junior gets enough for the first down. That'll stop the clock as he crosses the 35 and gets stopped at the 38. Fresh set of downs for the North Central offense as they tried to get Demetrius Averett involved in a couple of different ways here tonight, both through the passing game and on the ground.
Points before half would be huge for this young Panther team.
Amos, the new running back. Pressure comes from Lawrence North. Grove flushed out of the pocket, throws on the run, and Brooks goes up and makes a wonderful catch just shy of midfield. That'll be good enough for the first down by a yard. In coverage was Cunningham, but that's two nice catches from Brooks here on the drive.
Beautiful drive on that, both by the quarterback and the receiver. On the run, able to lay it right up there, get some positive yards. Super catch.
Back-to-back catches, as many attempts to Brooks. And a 1st and 10 here for North Central with Amos remaining in as the back. Lawrence North looks to be rushing just 3. And they bring a delayed blitz. Comeback route, not coming back to get it was Woodson, and falls incomplete.
3 turned into 6 in a hurry, didn't it? They brought some folks, and that's the, that's going to be the unfortunate thing that Panther offense is going to face the rest of the way, is the pressure on a young quarterback and make him flush and get out of the pocket and try to make something happen. Battle away. So you get good by facing a tough challenge.
Waddle and Averett at the top of the pattern. Blitz
again.
comes again. Out of the backfield was Murphy, and he got planted after that ball went through his hands, and a late flag comes in after Cunningham laid the his. The ball went in and out of Murphy's hands. He got hit right in the stomach. And we'll see if that flag goes against Cunningham. If it does, it'd be a free 15 for the North Central offense.
I got to believe it is. I got to believe it is. It appeared helmet to helmet, I would say.
Or maybe leading with the crown of the helmet potentially, because it'll be another personal foul, and it goes against Lawrence North. So a free 15 here for the Panthers offensively. Another 15-yard penalty against LN tonight.
I like it.
They'll march it off. And with 2.5 left to go here in the half, North Central, the deepest they have been into LN territory here in some time, they'll take over, or they move the line of scrimmage up to the 36. Good news, Murphy, after a quick spell on the bench, just popped back to his feet. Looks like he might have had the wind knocked out of him. Running back is Tank Averett. Mallory showing blitz, he drops. Now they bring a delayed blitz to the 3 linebackers, coming across the middle, complete. Waddle extends that ball out as he steps out of bounds. And this young receiving core for North Central coach has done a really nice job of getting the ball out of bounds and not having to burn those timeouts.
Excellent job on that reception, and also just the call. They're going to bring linebackers. We're going to take advantage of that, and that's just what we're seeing. Good adjustment, and great job by the QB just hanging in there and letting that thing develop.
Gain of 8 will be 2nd down and 2. Demetrius Averett, the motion man, they give off to Tank. Nice move up the middle, out to the outside, trying to get a blocker in front. That's Brooks. Mallory rides him down inside the 10, but another big-time carry from Tank Averett.
Got some moves, doesn't he?
That is a 5'8", shifty sophomore in the red, black, and white.
Nice run. Popped it open. He plays with enthusiasm. He runs hard. Only a 10th grader. He's going to have some fun here before it's over. Spend the off season in the weight room.
It's a 20-yard run for the sophomore. And, Coach, they give the ball to Tank or they give it off to Zion Murphy, who's about 2 inches taller. But those guys have that real nice footwork in between the tackles that you really can teach. That's something you're probably born with, right?
They really do. They have that. They definitely have the ability to accelerate, but as importantly is the instincts to know where to go.
They've been running a lot on that right side behind their senior right guard, Sam Dutkanich. It's going to open up a lot of holes on the right side of the North Central offensive line tonight. And remember, the backup right tackle, Jonathan Bevernew, has been out there to start the right tackle for pretty much the entire night tonight. Zion Murphy back in the backfield. Handoff over that right side again. Runs into a wall of humanity, but still keeps those legs churning as holding on was Malachi Weathers, a short gain on 1st and goal.
But some positive yards. Good job of coming off the ball up front. They got some good movement. They got time here to punch it in. I like this, putting some pressure on that O-line to come off the football. Let's go, run it.
8th play of the drive for North Central that started back at their own 27.
Come on.
Murphy the back. High snap Grove. Murphy gets it. He's cut down by a diving Breck Mallory who came flying up the middle. Here's 3rd and goal upcoming.
Yeah, you knew they were going to bring people. I don't like it taking 40 seconds to get that play run.
Mallory last week, 21 tackles, 9 solo. Says he likes in his off time, he likes to go fish for largemouth bass.
Is that right?
That does.
Where do you do that around here?
I don't know. When I saw that, he did not, as a wise fisherman, he did not give away his fishing hole.
Is that right?
He just said, I like to do it. Largemouth bass. He did not say, this is where to go.
Right. Largemouth bass in Indiana. I wonder where that is. Huh. Good for him. Good for him.
He'll be going to the MAC in Western Michigan a year from now.
Now there's wildmouth bass.
Now, maybe that's what they told
in
him.
Kalamazoo, Michigan. Maybe he's going up there.
Maybe that's what brought him in from the recruiting pitch. He said, we
Exactly.
hear you like
exactly
bass fishing. Well, Kalamazoo, Breck is the place for you, my friend. He and Lawrence North trying to keep North Central out of the end zone here with 1:17 remaining before half. It's 3rd and goal from the 8. Walking out slightly is Demetrius Averett. Here's D. Averett twisting and turning, looking for the goal line, and he gets stopped at the 2. As we get ready to hit a minute to go here in the second half, NC still has a couple of timeouts left if they so choose to use them. Mallory and McKellar combined for the stop. And North Central with 20 seconds to get the play off here. They are running a couple of different guys in and out with a jumbo package. And now a late sub as Jawan Waddle.
And it's getting worrisome if they're going to have to get to the line and get this snapped.
They hurried to the line, and right before they could snap it, Coach Kofor took a timeout. And you could kind of see from our vantage point, he was down there about the 15 or 12-yard line kind of communicating with the referee saying, hey, we're going to call this timeout right before the play clock expires.
That took way too much time. The last thing you want to do is lose 5 on this.
And a lot of people coming in and out from the skill positions, bringing in some backup tight ends and backup offensive linemen. And you could see the play there. Grove faked the quarterback sneak and was rolling on a bootleg outside, trying to come to the bottom of your screen.
This is big, though, for this whole program to get some points before they go in at halftime. It means a lot. They've worked their tails off on this drive, and you need something to show for it.
Lawrence North will receive the opening kickoff to the second half. Grove goes back to the gun with nobody back there with him. Here comes a motion man. Goal to go from the 2. Grove, one of the quick throws it back. End zone has a man wide open, and it's caught for 6. Javen Brooks on the score.
Nice job of hanging in there. Chase took a shot, but got it off, read it well, and executed. And again, huge progress. Huge progress.
Duran Jennings, one of the two men that came in to try to sandwich Grove after he let that throw go. Fouls to add the extra point. Out of the hold of Cole Kreinhagen, and it is up and through with 24 seconds left to go in the half. North Central gets their second touchdown of the night.
Baby steps, but we're seeing progress. Answered, nice long drive, executed well, played physical. All good stuff.
10-play drive, 73 yards. That took almost 3 minutes off of the second quarter clock. So the best drive of the night for North Central from a play standpoint and from a length standpoint there.
And very impressive that they're hanging tough and still playing with great enthusiasm.
Nice crowd here on hand, taking in some Indiana high school football here, as Coach mentioned, on a picture-perfect Friday night. It's been getting a little bit hot here over the last couple of days as we get our one last burst of summer. We had that fake fall a couple of weeks ago that was just absolutely beautiful, but you get kind of nervous during this time of the year, Coach. When it gets up to the 80s during the day, you kind of wonder, is it going to get that hot when we got Friday night football? And thankfully, It's been pretty beautiful here tonight.
Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm just happy that they haven't had the lightning delays or the rain or anything like that. It's just been a excellent early fall, and we're seeing a lot of good football, and we're certainly seeing progress with this North Central program. Credit goes to Coach Kofer and the staff for keeping everybody involved and everybody enthused, because it's all about your attitude at this stage of the development.
Fouls to kick this one away with 24 seconds left. Lawrence North out of timeouts, and they will get the second half kickoff. A squib kick to foul. Zaymore on the return. Flies right up that right side of the field, runs into a wall of black and red. And with 17 seconds left and no timeouts, you'd assume Lawrence North comes out or takes the knee and goes into the locker room with that 21-point lead.
He was going to run through that wall,
He was trying. He had a head of steam.
He came to an abrupt stop.
So good coverage there on the NC kickoff unit. First down for LN from their own 37. Prather back in the gun. And LN will run a play here.
Take a shot at number one, huh?
Fires it down the middle of the field, and trying to make the over-the-shoulder catch was Desmond Baskerville. 5'10" junior was sprinting up the seam. And that took just 6 9/10 of a second off the second quarter clock.
I'd say they're going to do it again, because they had the big guy up the right hash, right sideline.
So yeah, when you have a 6'5" track star playing wide receiver, just tell him to run till you get to the goalpost and then turn around, right?
We'll throw it up there for you.
That's Monshin Sales at the top of your screen. That's got every Power 4 conference one to come play Saturdays. Prather looking that way, dumps it off and wings it behind Moore. That stops the clock with 4.9 seconds remaining in quarter two.
Done a nice job of staying with him that time. I know they wanted to throw it up to him, and it was a good call by the quarterback to look for the check down.
Not bad when you have a guy that rushed for almost 2,400 yards through his first two high school seasons as a freshman and a sophomore as your safety valve coming out of the backfield.
Exactly. But Sales is saying, come on, I'm running wind sprints here.
Yeah, that's right. He's running punishment right now.
Give me a shot.
He's still at the top of your screen. Baskerville in the slot. And right before the snap, North Central takes their final timeout. Coach, take us in the huddle right here after, obviously, you know who they're trying to get the ball to if you're North Central defensively. Is that what you're going over here going, hey, make sure we stop Sales, but you can't fall asleep with the rest of the guys, too?
Let's stay deep and let's everybody do their job, stay home, get some good pressure on, and make them earn every yard. They've done a nice job of running with him deep like that. So I think they're covered. Just don't let anybody get behind you.
A lot of activity going on here at North Central tonight. Some students taking in some international football over on the pitch across the way. North Central known for their fantastic both boys and girls soccer programs. State titles on both sides of the ledger there. Both teams out of timeouts. 3rd and 10. Lawrence North has looked for a couple of shots here to end quarter number 2. Three wide receivers at the top of your screen. Sales, the farthest man out there. Davian Jones at the bottom of your screen. Prather gives off to Moore. He's got some room to work, breaks a tackle. Still on his feet up the right side, and now he's in the open field. Sales out there blocking in front of him. Moore cuts back, and he's in the home stretch, and Moore will go in for his 3rd rushing touchdown of the night. He scores a humongous rushing touchdown with no time left on the clock here in the 2nd.
I think they caught the Panther defense sleeping. Everybody was thinking, yeah, one more time they're going to throw it up deep. Had angles on him a number of times. Made some nice cuts, some good instinctual running, and shows why he's elite in the state of Indiana.
64 yards on the run from Zay Moore. Rushing touchdowns to make it his 4th rushing touchdown of the night, 44, 10, 2, and now 64 to the house.
Yeah, that one was unnecessary. They had angles on him. They had it bottled up. Secondary was completely playing the pass.
And tip your cap as well to Monshin Sales, who got out there, and after running all those wind sprints, he was the lead blocker there for Zay Moore getting out in front.
No wonder everybody wants him.
As Moore cuts back, you see the end of that 64-yard run for Moore as he runs through the tape and finishes with 4 first-half touchdowns as Lawrence North takes a 42-14 lead to the halftime break. We'll be right back with more high school football coverage here from North Central High School. You're watching Indiana High School football on the ISC Sports Network.
Being a Division III athlete, I can be an athlete and still have very strong academics, especially here at Wabash.
Professors here are super supportive of the athletic work that we do. That's a really great way that Wabash supports its student athletes. I love being a Division III athlete. I have a tremendous amount of work being a biochemistry major, and I can still flip the switch, go to practice, play the sport that I love, and you can do both.
Welcome back to North Central High School halftime. Covered tonight's game presented by Lawrence Township Schools. Discover Lawrence excellence at ltschools.org. LIUNA, the proud members of the Indiana Labor's District Council and affiliate local unions who build Indiana. We are LIUNA. Raising Cane's, game days are better with Cane's. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love. Taylor's Pub and Grill, come for the game, stay for the good times. And Wabash College, schedule your visit now at wabash.edu. Halftime show presented by Taylor's Pub. And we're now joined by our special guest, Tom Hakeem, the principal at Northview Middle School. His halftime interview presented by the Paul Logan Foundation. And Tom, thanks for joining us here at halftime.
Hi, excited to be here with you guys. Appreciate you having me.
Tell us what it's been like to be the principal at Northview and also be more involved with the Paul Logan Foundation.
Yeah, so certainly here in Washington Township, we're growing Panthers, right? And we want to think about what that pipeline looks for our kids going from kindergarten all the way to 12th grade. And specifically as it relates to the Logan Foundation, they've done a ton of work in recent years to really help start building our athletic programs, getting kids excited about being in Washington Township, hopefully going to North Central one day. And then, of course, they've been working from the other direction, which is to support our high school programs. So for me, I'm kind of in the middle, right? I'm at the middle school, and for a lot of middle schoolers, that's the first time that kids are really getting into competitive sports, at this type of level. They might have to try out for a team, and they're really seeing what it looks like to play in the middle schools, hopefully building to the high school. And the Logan Foundation's been a big part of that for us.
Beautiful facilities here at the high school. Now, this was 20 years ago when I was a student here. Northview used to be pretty much attached to North Central on the same campus. Now, you guys have that beautiful building that's a couple minutes up the road. What's it been like to have that beautiful facility, not directly close to North Central, but, you guys have your own space with a beautiful academic building and athletic fields
We are so fortunate. The number of families, so we opened the building last year, right? And we opened almost at capacity, over 1,000 kids, which was a ton of work, but also super exciting for our school and the community. But really, we have other visiting schools that come for games and whatnot now. They are coming onto our campus. It feels like you're driving onto a college campus. We've had people say that. And I think the sense of pride that has really started to generate for our families, but really when you look across the district, these construction projects were not easy. They've taken a while, but the visibility of all of that now, and for the kids that are going through, it's awesome to be in beautiful new spaces. Then you go out on the athletic fields, you see all the time, the care that's been put into that, and I think that's where we've seen specifically, in our middle school programs, especially since the pandemic, numbers continue to go up and up. We have more and more kids that are interested in getting involved, and that's what we want them to be. We want them to be in good, safe places where they can meet new friends, compete, and then hopefully, again, build to that high school program where they're excited once they land at North Central to keep doing the good work that they're doing here at the high school.
We're joined by Tom Hakeem, the principal at Northview Middle School. As you mentioned, they just opened their brand new building a year ago. You have 1,000 students in a middle school. There are some high schools that in the state that don't have 1,000 kids, period. What's it like being the principal of 1,000 middle schoolers Monday through Friday?
No day is the same, I can tell you that. I mean, I think, we try to do a really good job of building a great sense of school spirit, school pride. Kids hopefully feel like they're lucky to be with us, right? Because that's the place where they want to be. But yeah, you're not kidding. The numbers, you've got to get a lot of good systems in place. But again, working with the Logan Foundation, as these numbers have grown, the needs continue to grow, right? And here in Washington Township, we support an extremely diverse school community. Probably one of the most diverse in the state, and with that comes a huge range of needs, and we never want a kid to feel like they can't participate because of some limiting reason, right? And that's where community partners come in huge for us, and especially in recent years, the foundation's been such a great supporter of, you say 1,000 kids, well that's a lot of needs.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure that every kid has what they need in order to be able to be successful with any of our programs, whether it's athletics, academics, performing arts. I'm looking out here. We have middle schoolers out on the field tonight with the high school band from all 3 middle schools. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? Getting kids excited for what things can look like when they get to the high school.
Yeah, obviously, here on the IHSAA Sports Network, we focus on the athletic side of things, but as a proud North Central alum, I know the performing arts at North Central and for the middle schools, they're nothing to – I mean, those are some of the top performing arts in the state, from the counterpoints and all the way to the different bands and orchestras and everything else. How much pride do you have looking out on this field tonight and seeing some of your middle schoolers, but also other middle schoolers from the other 2 middle schools?
Well,
in the district?
I love that you mentioned the performing arts. You know, I'm a Washington Township resident myself. My kid's born here. They've gone through the school district. My girls have been seeing the counterpoints perform since they were like preschool, right? It was Hilltop. Now it's the Early Learning Center. And now as they're getting closer and closer to that themselves, you know, that's to me the sense of pride that this pipeline creates for kids, right? Like they have that sense of here's all the great stuff that's coming for me. We've done a lot of work the last few years at the middle school level to really norm what we're doing across the 3 schools. We're all competitive, but at the end of the day, we're also all Panthers, right? And we want our kids having similar experiences across all 3 of the middle schools so that as they start to make that 8th to 9th transition, they're getting to the point where all of those options from the high school, they've got them all in front of them. And they've probably been able to get quite a few of the things that are offered at the high school, getting experience at the middle school level. Athletics for sure, right? We do a ton of sports at the middle school level, but also the performing arts, band, orchestra, choir. Kids are getting into these things at a very early age, which hopefully is creating that pipeline to the high school where that's why you see state champions, you know, in show choir, right? And a lot of other things other than just our athletics.
I can't believe we're getting close to the middle of September. What are some exciting things coming for you guys specifically in Northview here towards the middle part of the fall as we look towards the winter?
Yeah, so we're really fortunate in our building right now. We've got our athletic programs have been booming. And as we get into the winter, this year we've got some pretty highly ranked student athletes for our basketball programs, both in 8th grade and 7th grade. So, you know, when I think of what it means to be in Indiana in the winter, you can smell the hardwood, you've got a packed gym, and everybody's going nuts. You don't always get that at the middle school level, but we started to get that last year at Northview. And I think, you know, Mr. Logan, who's our athletic director, obviously very involved with the Logan Foundation.
Please, Michael
Logan,
please.
Right? That's our boy.
Please, the kids can call him Mr. Logan.
Correct.
You and I have known him
I
forever.
appreciate that. Yeah, so he, just don't call him late for dinner.
That's right.
You know, right?
No, that's been a calling card for him forever.
Correct. But you know, we had games last year where we were looking at each other and we're like, man, like this is something else, right? Because that energy and that vibe. We actually we started doing kind of an idea we had been tossing around for a couple of years, and the timing was just right with the new building. We started doing like special student nights for some of our basketball games, and then we expanded it to other sports. But you know, we're pre-selling tickets to kids, but then we're doing giveaways, we're raffling stuff off, they're matching t-shirts in the crowd. Those are the types of things that you don't often see until you get to high school. Right. And our kids are pumped because they get to stay after school, do all the fun things, and cheer on their team, you know, their friends and their teammates. So, so we're really excited about that. And then again, like I said, you talked about the performing arts. You know, we're doing a school play. We've got a school musical. Those are fun things to kind of get you through that school year, in addition to obviously the stuff that we're doing with academics. So the vibe's been great. I mean, we feel very, very fortunate. I think, you know, first couple years coming out of the pandemic were tough for all kids and the adults. But I feel like we're kind of reaching that point now where for those of us that either taught middle school or remember middle school as it was well before all of that, the types of things that kids are now able to do and hopefully getting excited about really feel a lot like what we had before all of that. So so it is. I mean, it's a hopeful anticipation. And I got to be honest, I think the, you know, Dr. Taylor as our new superintendent, you've seen it all over. We Grow Panthers. I mean, a little bit of a rebranding to bring back that sense of district pride, community pride. We're all bought into it because it's fun, right? Yeah. We're wearing our red and blacks on red and black on Friday. You know, in between my times working in Washington Township, I worked in a district north of us where, I mean, you kind of know how that is. Everybody wears the district colors all the time. And I really appreciate the effort that we are making to get to, because I got to imagine when you were a student here, there was that feel, right?
Oh, yeah,
like,
100%.
You know, and what are Friday nights like? I love seeing, we've got middle schoolers out here tonight. They've come to every game, and they're here with their families, and the families are excited about it. So that's how you build something. And I think, again, getting back to the foundation, having kids, you know, playing football at a younger age, starting to learn what that all looks like, but also wearing the school colors, right? And when you're wearing those colors, and I see the kids throwing the football out on the field before the games start here on Friday nights, to me, that's what it's all about. It's that sense of community, sense of pride. And I think we're getting there as a district. It feels pretty good.
Tom, thank you so much for the time. It's an
Appreciate
exciting
it.
time for not just North Central High School, but all of Washington Township School as well. Best of luck with the rest of the year.
Yeah, let's keep growing those Panthers.
That's right.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
That is Tom McKean, principal at Northview Middle School, and also Michael Logan's boss. We're back with the rest of halftime coming up next here on the ISC Sports Network.
Thanks, boss.
Tonight's halftime show presented by Taylor's Pub. Taylor's Pub and Grill at Greenbrier and Norris, your neighborhood pub, where the drinks are cold, the crowd's electric, and the welcome is always warm. We've been serving Indy's North Side for over 30 years. Come for the game. Stay for the good times at both 86th and Ditch and 86th and Westfield, right next to North Central High School. It's now time for the Wabash College halftime trivia. The Little Giants football season opened last week with a romping win in Wisconsin against St. Norbert. This is what year for football at Wabash? Your options are A, 125, B, 133, C, 138, or D, 141. The correct answer is C, 138. Wabash began playing football in 1884. Schedule a campus visit now at wabash.edu. Lawrence North up big at half. We're back with more next from North Central High School next here on the ISC Sports Network.
Gridiron Foundation is all about development. When they first started learning about football, all the way to high school, giving them opportunities with their hard work and the ecosystem we've built.
We take them out of their neighborhoods and put them in front of Division I coaches and give them a purpose and a chance to be successful after high school.
The type of growth that I've seen in our athletes and the Gridiron Foundation has been more off the field than on the field. That was the original purpose, to make well-rounded young men in life and community.
More selection, more savings, more for your trade. Ed Martin, the only name you need to know for all your transportation needs. 9 locations, serving Indianapolis, Fishers, Anderson, and Noblesville. 12 brands offering the best cars, trucks, and SUVs. At Ed Martin, you'll drive home happy in under an hour, guaranteed. Shop over 4,000 new and used vehicles at edmartin.com. Ed Martin, the only name you need to know.
42-14 the lead for number 10 Lawrence North here at halftime at North Central High School. Rick Johnson and the coach Joe Polizzi here with you. Let's take a look at our halftime highlights and a lot of offense here, Coach, when the sun was still out for Lawrence North. And they started off with the big play man, Monshin Sales, a 44-yard touchdown catch. They then get the block punt here for Mallory. And, you know, Coach, less than 5 minutes in, it was already 14-0 Wildcats, the big lead.
In two very big plays. Didn't have to work very hard at all.
But the Panthers answer back with the Averett touchdown run by Tank, but then the first of what would become a Zay Moore first half. This one, Coach, from 44 yards out as he got to the outside. This one runs into his own man, still able to score from 10 yards out. That capped off the first drive of the second quarter, and it was just more Zay Moore. Ended up with 4 rushing touchdowns in the first half.
Such a good back. He's got good balance and instincts, and he can also fly.
But a nice end of the half there for NC with Brooks on the touchdown catch. But right at the end of the half, with 4 seconds remaining, it was Moore that scooted 64 yards, almost untouched, coming from one sideline to the other. And that put a cap on an explosive first half for Zay Moore with 4 rushing touchdowns, as Lawrence North has a 42-14 lead at the break. We'll take one last commercial break and come back with the second half kickoff next. You're watching the ISC Sports Network.
Being a Division III athlete, I can be an athlete and still have very strong academics, especially here at Wabash.
Professors here are super supportive of the athletic work that we do. That's a really great way that Wabash supports its student athletes. I love being a Division III athlete. I have a tremendous amount of work being a biochemistry major, and I can still flip the switch, go to practice, play the sport that I love, and you can do both.
The MSD of Lawrence Township embodies educational excellence, unlocking the full potential of every student we serve. Where innovation meets tradition, our students excel in welcoming, safe, state-of-the-art facilities. A traditional public school district, Lawrence Township boasts a 95% graduation rate. On the court and in the arts, our students excel. Join the Lawrence Township family, where learners thrive, surrounded by values that resonate with home. Lawrence Township, your destination for a brighter future.
North Central taking the field and heading to their sideline as we get ready to start the second half of play of the night. Second half of coverage here on the ISC Sports Network is brought to you by the Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know. The Fountain Room, voted one of America's 50 most beautiful restaurants. The Gridiron Foundation, growth, development, purpose. Find out more at gridiron.org. The Indy Card Exchange, see if you can make money off of your collection. Find out how at indycardexchange.com. And LD Smith Plumbing, the big dogs of plumbing and drains. We'll look at Lawrence North. They will receive the second half kickoff here, Coach, and they have scored every time they've touched the ball except once when they were forced to punt. And they've just been able to answer every time. North Central's been able to seem like they've been able to get a little bit of momentum. LN's been able to kind of squash it out.
Yeah, we know what we're up against. That's a potent football team that can block you. They can run the football. They can go up on top, and a quarterback that's nifty and can handle it all. Again, it's a matter of what kind of progress are we going to see with the Panthers. Are they going to keep fighting? Are they going to keep coming back, making adjustments? But Lawrence North is overwhelming tonight.
Yeah, saw a quick shot of the North Central student section. They are here en masse tonight, dressed like construction workers, hence the yellow vests, not like they are trying to mimic those on the field. The coaching staff that wears those vests to signal different things into the Panthers. They're more of, I believe, the original use for the vests, not what we've seen now from some of these college coaches signaling plays in, I think at least.
I see what you're doing. I see where you're going. Good call on that.
A kickoff here to Zay Moore, and he bounces off of a tackle. Now he's out in front with Sales out blocking. Big block from Sales, and there goes Zay Moore. He starts the second half like he ended the first half with a monstrous run, this time in the kick game.
Wow. I said potent. I meant out and out poison. They can hurt you in so many ways. And, wow, what a back now. You're telling me where everyone else is being recruited. Who's after this guy?
He's got Miami of Ohio and Toledo.
Okay.
I think after tonight his phone might ring.
Yeah, he's a Big Ten kid. Big Ten kid. He's looked that way tonight anyway. Yes, he did.
85-yard kick return for Zay Moore. He didn't have any kickoff returns last week. He's got 4 rushing touchdowns and a monstrous kickoff return for a touchdown here. The extra point is up and good from Griffin Smith, and 13 seconds come off of the second half clock, and it is the Zay Moore show of the night here at North Central High School.
Confirmed 85.
So tonight, Zay Moore has had touchdown runs of 44, 10 to 64, and now a 85-yard kickoff return for 6.
Yeah, he deserves a break. Let's take him out for the rest of the day.
Yeah, he's done plenty.
Let's take him out. We want to save him for next week. He has just been untouchable, and you just got to marvel at the combination of tools he has, and just took that one to the house and made us look bad.
Zay Moore, 5'7" junior, rushed for almost 1,370 yards a year ago. His cousin Amari Moore, 2 in whites, transferred over from Cathedral. And at 5'7" junior, again, we mentioned already has offers from Miami University and Oxford and Toledo. But I think after tonight, if you put together another 1,000-yard season as a junior, they're, like Coach, like you mentioned, there are going to be some bigger programs that are going to start calling and texting you.
And there's no doubt. Those are good programs. The MAC schools are good programs. And, yes, they're going to try to make that offer early. But he's destined for better. It doesn't matter, really, in big-time football that you're 5'8".
Yeah.
They're still, you still are going to be very effective. And he's got it all.
He's got speed for days and a 1-2 pop with him and Manchin Sales. Tank Averett on the kickoff return here for NC, as Sales gets a big block at the end of the kick return. And here's North Central's first possession as we go to running clock with Lawrence North ahead 49-14.
Well, again, to me, and I'm sure the coaching staff is thinking the same, we're just trying to make progress. We're just trying to develop a team, get proficient at blocking up front, get the quarterback to see some things that he hasn't seen before to get him accustomed to it, and just kind of continue to make progress. And we've seen that through 2 games where it's been out of reach, but they're still battling, competing, and making progress.
Averett in the backfield with the quarterback Chase Grove. They fake the jet sweep, a little bubble screen coming back in and out of the hands of Javen Brooks, incomplete.
Had the right call on a corner blitz there and threw the screen just where he vacated, unable to execute it. Point is, I think we're making the right offensive calls. It's a matter of executing, and it's a matter of matching up with the speed on the defense from the Wildcats.
2nd down and 10. Clock runs with the deficit 35 or more here in the second half. Give to the back, Averett, and Tank runs into his own man, and he's tackled for a loss in the backfield.
Pulling tackle, got out of there a little too slow. Back got the ball maybe a little too shallow. Not where you want to be. Not where you want to be. Eliminate the things that beat you and have a chance to win.
Loss of 2. It'll be 3rd and 12, back to the NC 33. 3rd down has been a struggle tonight for the Panthers. Jaywan Waddle exits, and now back onto the formation with 7 seconds left on the play clock. Lawrence North looks to be showing blitz, and they'll now delay it from the bottom of your screen, and Grove runs into trouble, and he's sacked in the backfield, but his helmet comes off, and he's going to be slow to get back up. The flags are thrown, so it'll be a helmet-to-helmet contact, but Grove, you can see the big hit there as he was slow to get back to his feet.
They are bringing the house and not letting up.
Grove took a shot right underneath the chin there. Andre Watson was the one that came in and finished off the tackle. Grove back to his feet.
Yeah, he may have a little concussion issue. He has been taking some hits. He took a couple in the first game, but after that, teams have been coming after him, and that's the way it's going to be all year.
So that'll bring up the backup quarterback, the 6'1 junior Cole Kreinhagen, 170 pounds. It'll be a fresh set of downs after the unsportsmanlike hit to the head. Tonight's game presented by Shearer Brothers Realty. The Shearer Brothers team at United Real Estate is the only sales team that offers a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Call for details at 317-255-7285. And tonight's broadcast also presented by Taylor's Bar and Table, the same Taylors you've known and loved for 30 years, but now it's time for the whole family to get the experience. Serving Noblesville, Fishers, Ingalls, and Pendleton, it's your spot for great meals, friendly faces, and a place everyone can enjoy together. Taylor's Bar and Table. Fresh set of downs for North Central as Kreinhagen attempts the pass, incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the NC 48-yard line.
He got rid of that one just in time as they were coming after him again. It's like every call on defense since the middle of that first quarter has been like a punt block coming after you.
Bryson Stallings, the tight end, on the right side of the formation. Waddle and Demetrius Averett out wide to the left. Kreinhagen keeps Tank Averett back to his left and gives the handoff. Actually make that to Zion Murphy, and he runs in to a couple of different Wildcats, Breck Mallory and Jeb Brown, two of their top tacklers. Both those guys last week, Coach, had over 20 stops for LN's defense.
They're very, very, very aggressive. They have their quickness. And they can hurt you just by the type of tempo they play with.
Loss of 1 yard back to the 41-yard line. Clock continues to wind here in the third. On 3rd down and 11 for North Central with their first possession here of the third quarter.
Let's go, Kreinhagen. Let's convert here and keep this football. Let the defense get a little bit of a rest.
Actually, Grove back out there, so he
is that right?
Yep, 9 and black is out there, but North Central's got to take a timeout. Again, we've seen some substitution issues here for NC tonight, both down at the goal line and trying to get some personnel in, and I'm pretty sure with Kreinhagen coming out, Grove coming back in probably threw things up there a little bit.
Yeah, I missed that switch. Good thing. I thought maybe Groves was going to be out for the day. He's taken some shots.
Yeah, that helmet came off before he got tackled down to the turf, and so you just kind of just hope for the best in those situations. That can be pretty scary.
Yeah, and he looked to be, off balance, equilibrium issues.
Tonight's game presented by LIUNA, the 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions that build in Indiana. We are LIUNA. 7:23 remaining in the third. Lawrence North trying to pick up their 6th straight win over their conference foe North Central. As you mentioned back in the first half, the Mick in the news this week is 2 of the founding members, Carmel and Center Grove, who left officially 3.5 years ago, will now be rejoining the conference starting next school year. They've been playing as independents since leaving the Mick and being voted out by the other 6 members that have welcomed them back with open arms. 3rd and 12 for Grove from his 46. Delayed blitz comes from Lawrence North. Grove taken off the spot, deflected as he tried to thread it into Brooks, and it was Jaden Lucenday that came in diving and broke up that pass, and here's 4th and long.
Let's get some field position back here.
4th and 12 for the North Central kicking unit as fouls on for the attempt. The deep man, Davion Jones, who's become the main punt returner here throughout the majority of this game. End-over-end kick, takes it on the run at the 31-yard line. He'll step out of bounds at the 37. Escorted out there by North Central's kick return or punt return unit. Good covers there by NC. And Lawrence North gets the ball back for the first time with their offense touching it here, Coach, in the second half.
And I think we've got some substitutions. Appears that way.
Let me pull the old binoculars out here to help my old eyes. Well, Prather's still the quarterback out there, but we see no Sales and no Zay Moore. Ellis McGraw, the new running back, out there for Lawrence North, but it's still the starting quarterback, Darian Prather, who, remember, is his first season starting and is only a sophomore. Clapson gives to McGraw, big hole over the right side, plows his way through across the 45-yard line. Chris Benjamin with the tackle in the North Central secondary, and now there's, Coach, what was that word you used earlier?
An exchange.
Some exchanges.
Mm-hmm. To me, that was a LN instigated exchange.
Another exchange that has resulted in some laundry on the field.
Yeah, at this point of the game, let's just play hard, huh?
You don't rarely see after an exchange, Coach, there's normally some laundry on the field. You don't see normally an exchange and then kind of everyone goes back to their corner, to use a boxing term.
I agree.
Another 15-yard penalty, personal foul against LN. That would have been close to the first down.
I'm still surprised that they keep that clock running during the walk-off of penalties and the whole penalty thing.
Particularly for a long discussion like that.
Exactly.
So they'll take it from the end of the play, so march it back. It'll be 2nd down and 4 at the 44-yard line here for LN. Again, Ellis McGraw, the new running back. Under Zay Moore rushed for 4 first-half touchdowns and a kick return of 85 yards to start the second half. Prather over the right side, keeps it himself on the zone read. He'll be stopped a yard short. Jaden Wakefield prevented him from getting the first down.
I think he wanted to pitch that ball. The back may have taken a wrong course to get to the corner. And he turned his ankle in the process.
And that's the thing about keeping him out there, and Prather will still stay out there, and that is what you don't want to see if you're on that other side of the field in Lawrence North. Davion Dean checks in as the backup wide receiver here for LN, 84 and white at the bottom of your screen. They'll actually give Prather the first down, so it's 1st and 10 from the LN 48. Handoff. McGraw lost his footing right before he tried to turn it upfield. And the one forcing him to slip was Wakefield once again.
Lots of talent, very deep with skilled players. That was a nice cut right there, and he couldn't keep his footing, but beautiful instinctual cut.
2nd down and 5 here for Lawrence North as they cross midfield once again. Less than 3 to go here in the third as the clock winds, with LN with a 35-point advantage. And Prather has exited the ball game here with backup quarterback and wide receiver Amari Moore now at the controls. So Moore has been a starting wide receiver, but when he transferred over from Cathedral, Coach, the story on him was he could play either wide out or quarterback. Prather won that job, and so Moore back 2 and white out there calling signals here for the final 2 and change of the third.
Loads of speed and skill.
So it's a nice problem to have, right? With
too much, yeah. Yeah, I would let this guy get some reps because as the season goes on, you never know how much depth you're going to need.
Zay Moore's cousin, who's been a walking highlight reel time for just joining us. Zay Moore has had 5 of the LN touchdowns. McGraw up the middle, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And Lawrence North will have to run one more play before the end of the third quarter. The 4th down here for the 10th-ranked Wildcats. As Moore getting the play in from the far sideline, will look to run the fourth down play. First time Lawrence North, if they elect to go for it here, will go for it on fourth down tonight. They need the North Central 42. Moore, 5'8", backup quarterback, has been a wide receiver up until the last couple of snaps tonight. Burning some seconds off the clock here. The play clock down to 13. Snap to Moore. And leads his intended man too far. That's DeMeyer Turner. And a turnover on downs gives North Central the ball back near midfield.
And an opportunity to establish some momentum.
And the clock restarts here again as the North Central offense remains on the sideline. It looks like they're just going to let the last couple seconds tick off here in the fourth. So the only score in the third quarter was the Zay Moore 85-yard touchdown kickoff return to start the half. And we head to the fourth with number 10 Lawrence North leading North Central 49-14. You're watching high school football on the ISC Sports Network.
The MSD of Lawrence Township embodies educational excellence, unlocking the full potential of every student we serve. Where innovation meets tradition, our students excel in welcoming, safe, state-of-the-art facilities. A traditional public school district, Lawrence Township boasts a 95% graduation rate. On the court and in the arts, our students excel. Join the Lawrence Township family, where learners thrive, surrounded by values that resonate with home. Lawrence Township, your destination for a brighter future.
Back on two. Start of the fourth quarter, Chase Grove at quarterback gives off to Zion Murphy, who's had a couple of nice big runs here tonight. Gets tackled after he crosses midfield onto the Lawrence North side of things. Breck Mallory in there on the stop. Tonight's game brought to you by the Indy Card Exchange. The Indy Card Exchange will make you a competitive offer on vintage and modern sports cards and Pokemon cards as well. And the Indy Card Exchange now offers in-person grading services at their 96th Street location just west of I-69. Plus, you can sign your kids up for the free Indy Card Exchange Kids Club if they are 13 or younger. Find out more when you log on to IndyCardExchange.com. 2nd and 5 here for North Central. They trail by 35 to the 10th-ranked team in Class 6A. Pass far side complete to Javen Brooks, and that should be right at the sticks as he gets pushed out of bounds. So fresh set of downs upcoming for the NC offense. A gain of 6 to the 41. Actually, they're going to say he's a yard short, so it'll be 3rd down and inches.
41-yard line, 3rd and inches.
We'll call it the 41 and a half. He's probably about a playing card away from getting the first down. Shotgun for Grove. Ellen walks up pressure, and they bring in anticipating the run. Murphy goes right through the right side. One more man to beat and got spun down right before you could really bust it open. Tyron Woodson prevented Murphy from running that thing into the end zone. First down.
Good job coming off the football, getting that card that you spoke of, and he almost popped it.
A player down here for North Central as the sports medicine staff comes on to the field. Tonight's game presented by the same folks at Taylor's Bar and Table, the same Taylors you've known and loved for 30 years, but now it's time for the whole family to get the experience, serving Noblesville, Fishers, Ingalls, and Pendleton. It's your spot for great meals, friendly faces, and a place everyone can enjoy together. Taylor's Bar and Table. And the Indy Card Exchange. The Indy Card Exchange will make you a competitive offer on vintage and modern sports cards, Pokemon cards as well. And the Indy Card Exchange now offers in-person grading services at their 96th Street location just west of I-69. Plus, you can sign your kids up for the free Indy Card Exchange Kids Club if they are 13 or younger. Find out more when you log on to IndyCardExchange.com. And LIUNA, the 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions that build in Indiana. We are LIUNA. So tough to see the number on the injured Panther down on the far side of the field. Just underway here in the fourth. Coach, seeing some good things here tonight from North Central. Obviously playing against a really, really strong opponent in Lawrence North. They've shown off their speed, particularly all those skill positions tonight. But I think there have been some things that the NC coaching staff, led by first-year head coach Colin Kofer, can build upon here from this evening.
Absolutely. They show, and they continue to show flashes of really good football. And I would say they cut down considerably on the miscues that we saw last week, especially in the kicking game versus Warren. Progress is made. It's just going to be a slow, delicate climb, and you got to continue to build, continue to work out in the weight room. But the big thing is everybody's hanging in with him.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing hard. They're running hard. I almost saw a young man with extra effort break a tackle and score. So, you know, he's got some very ambitious young men with him.
Floater break if you want.
And it will be the injured player is actually going to be the running back, Zion Murphy. That is really tough to see. He has had some really, really nice runs tonight. That's tough to see. See Zero and Blackham to be helped off the field.
He sure is, and I don't like how delicately he's carrying that leg. But that will be a big influence on what happens here. They have other kids that can carry the ball, but this guy is special.
You mentioned keeping everybody in the fight and staying positive. I think with him as running as hard as he has tonight, even when North Central's gotten down by 3, 4, 5 scores, him being a senior, guys can point to him and say, if he's going to play that hard, I have to match him or exceed the passion that he's playing with, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. He's right there, the heart and soul of this team. Lots of young sophomores that are playing, several juniors that are really factors, but when you have a senior that's given it all under these adverse conditions, that's worth gold.
Tank Averett, the running back, now in there in the backfield with Chase Grove. With 2 minutes gone here in quarter number 4. Pop pass forward as Demetrius Averett dances and twists his way back inside the 20-yard line down to the 19, and that little wide receiver jet sweep has worked pretty well tonight with 6 and black.
You got to love the depth in their talent and speed. They've got many, many guys on this team that can break it. It's just putting the pieces of the puzzle together and continue to make progress.
And for Chase Grove, that also helps out your completion numbers since technically a forward pass, even though it looks more run than anything. It's 1st and 10 from the 19. Demetrius Averett's been the favorite target. There he comes in motion once again. They bluff it to him, give off the Tank Averett or the right side, spins his way down, and it was stopped by Malachi Weathers. Time to present the big dog of the game, presented by LD Smith Plumbing. The big dog of the game brought to you by LD Smith Plumbing and Drains. Tonight, the big dog picked by Coach Polizzi is the left tackle for North Central, number 77, Josiah Johnson, 6'6", 300-pound junior, clearing the way for those running backs here tonight.
And he's a good prospect. Moves his feet very well. Just a young guy. You can tell that he just needs time in the weight room and time on the football field to develop. But he's going to be a good prospect, and I just like the way he's been quietly going about his business, working, slugging in there, and actually their pass protection has been decent tonight. It's not been a huge issue, but they are bringing folks and making it tough.
Particularly on those delayed blitzes from those talented 3 linebackers. That could really kind of make a lineman's head spin, I would think.
Yeah, they do. It's the interior rush has been more on the center, both guards in the center. Tackle has done a nice job, and I think that this young man with some confidence and some weight room, he's going to be a nice next level player for someone.
Flag was thrown but waved off as North Central takes one of their 2 remaining timeouts. The big dog of the game we mentioned, presented by LD Smith Plumbing. Just like the offensive and defensive linemen, the big dogs of sewers and drains do the dirty work in the trenches at LD Smith Plumbing and Drains. We know a thing or two about getting dirty and keeping things flowing. Hats off to tonight's Big Dog for leading the charge. Again, that's left tackle for North Central, Josiah Johnson. And again, tonight's game presented by LIUNA, the 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions that build in Indiana. We are LIUNA. Second down, 4 yards to go for North Central from the Lawrence North 13-yard line. With the running clock instituted here with the opening kickoff return of the second half by Lawrence North, Zay Moore. This is just the second time that the North Central offense has had the ball here coming out of the locker room. We want to send our best again to running back Zion Murphy. Left with a leg injury a couple of snaps ago as he's getting looked at by the sports medicine staff down below us. Play action Grove throwing to the end zone and threw it a little bit too far for his intended man, Javen Brooks, who was absolutely blanketed on the play by Donovan Looney. A lot of the Lawrence North starters staying out here on the field, but remember, they lost a lot of guys from their defensive secretary to graduation, so these guys kind of need the snaps early in the season.
Getting some extra reps in trying to get the fundamentals down. It is an impressive defense in the way they move and cover the field. I'd love to see another score here, though. 21 we can live with.
Third down and 4. Grove had the only touchdown last week for North Central. Over the middle, left side. Nice footwork and into the end zone. Coach wanted it and gets it. Tank Averett with that fancy footwork. This time they're working over the left side of the offensive line.
Very good job up front. They pulled a tackle, got him up the field. One move, and this guy can scoot. He's just a 10th grader. Beautiful. Get on the board, something to build off of, and continue to make progress.
So Averett with the rushing touchdown, his second one tonight, and again, he has shown it off every week this season, Coach. Now in week number 4, he can be in a tight little space between the guard and the center, and he'll pop free with the extra point up and good. With that footwork, he can get into the end zone with the great feet.
He does have amazing feet and instincts. And that's a tremendous combination. And you just know with the program, the way the direction of the program is going, and what they'll do in the offseason, that he's going to be a beautiful back as he continues here.
How important is it? We mentioned he's only a 10th grader. The quarterback, Chase Grove, a 10th grader as well. You've got a lot of guys. Javen Brooks, who caught a touchdown earlier, 10th grader as well. So you obviously need it from every one of the grades, but this sophomore class, they are learning here as youngsters. They can't even drive themselves to the game and home from it, by the way. But these are paying dividends going on.
Absolutely. When these guys when they're the senior class, they're going to know they have been through it all. They've worked all the way through it. It just takes time to build a program. But when you've got a core of young kids like this, great things are ahead. Great things are ahead because you know they're going to really emphasize off-season weight program and speed and all those things that you do to enhance your conditioning. But when you've got natural skills and you're getting lessons at a young age like this, bodes beautifully for the future.
And Coach, you mentioned the weight room. How about the North Central cheerleaders dropping down and getting 21 push-ups for the third touchdown of the night? They know their way to the weight room. They can, show the way for those youngsters on the football team. If they're out there repping out 21 push-ups after the third score of the night late in the fourth quarter. That's pretty good for the ladies down there.
I think that's an astute observation on your part.
My quick math tells me they've done 42 push-ups tonight. That's 41 more than what I could do right now. Good kick return here for Lawrence North. One of their backup wide receivers, Davion Jones. He's a junior, and again, with so many stars ahead of him, but Jones has shown some little bursts of promise here tonight, particularly in the return game. Fresh set of downs for Lawrence North as they start 1st and 10 from their own 38. Tonight's game brought to you by College Prospects of America. The CPOA team knows college recruiting and is available 24/7 to provide solutions that serve you. They are your total advocate. The CPOA team will work tirelessly to provide counsel and assess and seek answers for you and your family. From our first phone call through your college graduation and everything in between. Email Joe Polizzi, who's that, at cpoateam@gmail.com for more information. That is cpoateam@gmail.com. That's you, by the way.
That is me, and it's a great program, and it is good for male and female sports, covering every sport that your school will represent, and it's an excellent, excellent program to get yourself placed at a college.
You look at I know a lot of folks focus on obviously the big D1 schools, but you look at the state of Indiana. Don't turn your nose up at some of those NAI programs here in the state. Indiana Wesleyan, Marion, Bethel, Grace, Taylor University. There are some high-quality athletics here throughout the entire state at any level you can go to.
Absolutely. If you want to participate in college, there's a place for you, whether it be NAI, Division II, Division III, certainly Division I, and even the junior college area you could go. But there's plenty of opportunity, and if that's your goal, we can certainly help you get there.
That's our coach, Joe Polizzi, the former head coach at UIndy. The Greyhounds getting their football season rolling along here with everybody else, getting week 3 of the college football season coming up tomorrow. Can't believe we're already halfway through the high school football season with week 4 closing in on its finish line here tonight. 15-yard mark-off on the personal foul against Lawrence North. Again, tonight's game presented by our great sponsors, including LIUNA, the 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions that build in Indiana. We are LIUNA. 1st and 10, back to the 39-yard line. So a fresh set of downs here for Lawrence North. Backup quarterback Amari Moore, waving DeMeyer Turner in motion. Pump fake up that far side and led his man just a little bit too much. Looking for Jeremiah Williams, the backup tight end.
Big guy got to go deep.
6'2", 225.
Big guy. And caught the Panthers in a man-to-man coverage. Good call. And well played, well covered. I just know that the coaching staff is as miserable as losing is. They're keeping their eyes on the progress that the program is making. These are great teams you're playing, and you're getting a tremendous experience. You're getting better at playing football, and the kids are still competing and having fun. That's a good signs for a program in its infancy.
McGraw head over heels as he lands in his own sideline. As he got loose around the edge, flag is thrown after the tackle was made by the North Central defense. The signal looks like it's going against the Panthers as we have the final 2.5 minutes remaining here in this one. But it's actually going to go against Lawrence North with a block in the back. And sees Miguel Downey there helping us out, signaling which way the penalty's going. And so Lawrence North will pick up their 6th straight win against conference foe North Central here tonight, as NC will drop their 3rd game in a row after snapping that 32-game losing streak in week 1 with a big win on this field against Rebuff. Lawrence North is going to pick up their 2nd win in a row. More play action, will take it himself. He sprints right at the middle as Amari Moore showing off the wheels, and now he gets loose up that far sideline just like his cousin Zay Moore back in the first half. He cuts it back inside the 10 down to the 5. And Amari Moore, coach, is quick as a hiccup.
Can you imagine the speed that's on this field?
Whew.
Oh my goodness! I wish I had the stopwatch on that because he went into a different gear. Amazing that we're seeing backups that can fly like that.
The head track and field coach at Lawrence North has got to be just salivating, knowing the type of points these guys can produce for you during a indoor-outdoor track and field meet.
In North Central, they've got some flyers too. They had the angle and got him a touchdown-saving tackle.
McGraw goes the wrong way, and Amari Moore was a sitting duck in the backfield for the pressure coming up from the North Central defense. Julian Banks on the tackle for loss.
That's okay. They've got enough points.
LN hustling to the line here, about 16 seconds between the clocks. McGraw around the left side, runs through a shoestring tackle, goes diving for the end zone, and he'll be about a yard short as we dip below 30 seconds remaining here. 3rd and goal here for Lawrence North as they hustle to the line of scrimmage. They don't need to make the snap here with the difference between the play clock and the game clock. Moore to McGraw, and North Central bows up, and the tackle, though, will spin McGraw into the end zone as he was stopped at the 1 yard line, but his momentum corkscrewed him into the end zone, and that'll be the final play here of the night tonight.
Let's see how this goes.
So a 1 yard touchdown run caps the night for Ellis McGraw, and the final score will be 55-21 in favor of Lawrence North. Again, LN runs that play. They ran the hurry-up offense, get a little extra time out there. We'll take a break and come back and put a bow on this one. You're watching Indiana High School football here on the IHSAA Sports Network.
More selection, more savings, more for your trade. Ed Martin, the only name you need to know for all your transportation needs. 9 locations, serving Indianapolis, Fishers, Anderson, and Noblesville. 12 brands offering the best cars, trucks, and SUVs. At Ed Martin, you'll drive home happy in under an hour, guaranteed. Shop over 4,000 new and used vehicles at edmartin.com. Ed Martin, the only name you need to know. More selection, more savings, more for your trade. Ed Martin, the only name you need to know for all your transportation needs. 9 locations, serving Indianapolis, Fishers, Anderson, and Noblesville. 12 brands offering the best cars, trucks, and SUVs. At Ed Martin, you'll drive home happy in under an hour, guaranteed. Shop over 4,000 new and used vehicles at edmartin.com. Ed Martin, the only name you need to know.
Coverage of tonight's game presented by LIUNA, the 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Laborers District Council affiliated local unions that build in Indiana. We are LIUNA. As we step in tonight's post-game coverage, post-game brought to you by Lawrence Township Schools. Learn more about Lawrence excellence at ltschools.org. LIUNA, the proud members of the Indiana Laborers District Council and affiliate local unions who build Indiana. We are LIUNA. Raising Cane's. Game days are better with Cane's. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love. Shearer Brothers Realty, local real estate experts serving the neighborhoods in around North Central and throughout Washington Township. Taylor's Pub and Grill, come for the game, stay for the good times, and Wabash College. Schedule your visit now at wabash.edu. Final score of the night was Lawrence North 55, North Central 21. That late touchdown for LN tacking on the final points there of the night. Story of the night for LN was Zay Moore, but like we mentioned throughout the night, Coach, there were some real positives you could take from the North Central performance tonight on both sides of the ball.
Absolutely. You nailed it right there. It's at this stage of the development of a program, you want to win, of course. You live to win, but the scoreboard doesn't necessarily tell you the progress that you're making. It's the game film. It's the way the kids are enthusiastic for the full duration of the game, and I just think they're doing a good job. They're playing the toughest competition in the state, and they're learning tremendously as a result.
Final score tonight, Lawrence North defeats North Central 55-21. LN improves to 3-1 on the year. They have won back-to-back games. North Central falls to 1-3. Special thanks to our great crew tonight, our director, Charlie Hammock. Graphics was Anthony McDonald. Replay was Wes Wolf. Camera operators, David Jones, Matt Badiato, and Clark Quinlan. For our fantastic analyst, the coach, Joe Polizzi, my name is Rick Johnston. Thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's coverage of North Central Panther football here on the ISC Sports Network. We say so long from North Central High School. We will talk to you next week with more Panther football coverage here on the ISC Sports Network. Thanks.
Gridiron Foundation is all about development. When they first start learning about football, all the way to high school, giving them opportunities with their hard work and the ecosystem we've built.
We take them out of their neighborhoods and put them in front of Division I coaches and give them a purpose and a chance to be successful after high school.
The type of growth that I've seen in our athletes and Gridiron Foundation has been more off the field than on the field. That was the original purpose, to make well-rounded young men in life and community.
The MSD of Lawrence Township embodies educational excellence, unlocking the full potential of every student we serve. Where innovation meets tradition, our students excel in welcoming safe, state-of-the-art facilities. A traditional public school district, Lawrence Township boasts a 95% graduation rate. On the court and in the arts, our students excel. Join the Lawrence Township family, where learners thrive, surrounded by values that resonate with home. Lawrence Township, your destination for a brighter future.